Baseball fans, please rise to fable and join the players, coaches, and staff in removing your caps as Grammy Award winner and Michigan native Brian D.R.C. James honors the United States of America with the performing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Absolute goosebumps. Always a big part of opening day when you get a visit from the fighter squadron out of Selfridge Air National Guard Base. Jason and Andy take over next. Game time's coming up.
Snowplows and ice scrapers and all of the cold of the winter is all gone. No more school closings, just beautiful blue sun in the sky. Tigers baseball presented by Figer Law. It is opening day at Comerica Park. Have a drink, grab a snack, enjoy it with your friends. Chant if you want. Sit down, enjoy the day. No matter where you are, Bennett Park, Tiger Stadium, Comerica Park. Opening day is a holiday. First pitch is next. Opening day at Comerica Park, and a special treat. Daniela Bruce is downstairs with the manager of the Tigers, AJ Hinch.
Thank you, Jason. AJ, you talk about opening day in Detroit.
First and foremost, in Detroit, we get baseball season, green grass. This is like the rite of passage going into better days ahead. And the team's pretty good too.
Yeah, 2-4 does not signal what the team did against the Dodgers. As we've said, could have easily won 2 of those games against Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's a tough draw. You know, anytime you go to the West Coast, it can be a little tricky. It's a little rough with the travel. They went from Florida to San Francisco, back down. They're happy to be back. They actually played really good baseball, I thought, you know, drawing the short straw to have to go out, face the Dodgers. Played really good against the Mariners. And now it's time to get home in front of the fans, have some fun, get that energy unlocked. And after today, then you can kind of settle into the season.
And look, you know, at some point the pageantry ends and then suddenly you're just in the grind of the day-to-day, which I know you love.
Yeah.
But there's also something beautiful about seeing this entire city. What was it like for you as a player on a day like today, and you look out and it's just pandemonium?
It goes really fast. Like in your head, you think, oh, I got to the field plenty early, and then all of a sudden there's interviews, there's people everywhere doing all kind of things, and then all of a sudden it's game time. Like you stand around, then you're over here, and then next thing you know, hey, we got a game to play. Let's roll.
And they will. Here come the Tigers. Tigers starting pitcher presented by Wallside Windows. That's the man, Jack Flaherty, who threw 15 curveballs against the Dodgers along with that slider and did very well against his former team.
Yeah, and he still threw enough fastballs to make those pitches effective, but Flaherty definitely likes wearing a Tigers uniform. You saw that last year, had an incredible year, got him back. I was happy to see him come back. He loves it here, helps his little delivery.
Take a look at what he did against the Dodgers. He was frustrated with himself at points, but Jack Flaherty with that nasty combination of slider and curveball and fastball was pretty good.
Yeah, and he hit his spots. You know, you see sliders down in the zone, fastball up in the zone, and when you compare that little slider with the big curveball, just different speeds. He's attacking in a lot of different angles in different ways, up, down, in, out.
Here is the defense behind him. Starting defense brought to you by the fine folks at Mary Grove Awnings. Carpenter, Green, and McKinstry in the outfield. Riley Green getting a little run out there in center. Javi Baez played a pretty good third so far when he's been in there. Sweeney, Keith, Torkelson, and then Dylan Dingler has the dish for Jack Flaherty against a White Sox team that's part of a 75-way tie for first place in the American League Central at 2-4. 4 teams are 2-4, and here's the White Sox hard hit rate. Jack Flaherty pretty good at avoiding hard hit baseballs, 95+. This is from last year for the White Sox, and you see what Andrew Vaughn has done. Matt Thaiss, the catcher in the 7 position, former Angel. Jankowski in the 9 spot, one of the veterans who's come over to try to stabilize the White Sox. Here we go, opening day at Comerica Park. Nothing like it.
Beautiful.
1901 was a Tiger comeback to 14-13.
Sorry, I was taking all this in.
Yeah, 1901.
1901.
All the way back, American League gets founded. 14-13 Tigers in a furious comeback. Hope we don't need it today, but you never know on opening day what's going to happen. Jack Flaherty's first pitch is called ball number 1, and we are off and running here at Comerica Park for the home season. So glad to have you along. If you couldn't get a ticket or didn't want to be standing room only as of the beginning of the week, we thank you for joining us on our telecast.
That's a good fastball. Yeah, Tigers are coming out. Well, I think 6-2. Tigers win on opening day would be about right for today.
Wait, are you going to start calling the score before the game happens this year? Is that a new thing for you?
No, I'm just feeling it right now.
You are?
Feeling it, like the vibe of the crowd, the energy. It's a little bit cold, so they're probably not going to score 10 runs, but six is a good number.
You don't think 10 runs today? 2-1 pitch on the way and in for a strike. Plate umpire, who you heard very loudly, Nick Marley, with the call. Umpires, by the way, have a whole new umpire room here at Comerica Park. 2-2 pitch is wanded out to left field, and that is all the way to the wall. Miguel Vargas with a leadoff two-base hit. He's a former Dodger, and he starts the game with a double.
Did him a little bit of a favor here, left that breaking ball out over the plate. Easy to get to when it's on the inner half. He wanted that a little bit away, Jason, but it kind of ended up backing up on him.
This is a different White Sox team than last year. They are a better side. I don't know that they're going to challenge for the playoffs. It's a very young team, but the pitching has been quite good, and the offense has had enough. They're 17th in batting average, 8th in home runs as they come in. And basically from Jump Street last year, it felt like a team that wasn't going to contend in any way, and obviously the historical amount of losses.
Yeah, the culture of the team, too. You could tell the energy wasn't there. You know, they got into that losing pattern that continued, but so far this year, they seem a little more spry. A lot more guys seem to be smiling. When I see their highlights, looks like they're having a little more fun. As that culture kind of shifts environments with new leadership, you know, that's what it brings.
Will Venable, the new manager, former Princeton Hooper as he is, very highly thought of in the baseball industry, as the 1-1 fouled away by Luis Robert Jr., who played 100 games last year. Only one time has he played more than 100 games in his career, but when he's on the field, he's a really dangerous cat.
Yeah, really athletic, big, strong guy, can hit the ball a long ways. But I like it, you know, Flaherty coming at him, challenging, right out to shoot.
1-2, that might have been the slider he wanted to throw to Vargas.
I think you're right. And that's the adjustments that, you know, pitchers make throughout the game. And he'll probably go either up and in, high fastball. I would go in when it's cold. Get in on them hands a little bit. Or slider down the way to go for the strikeout.
How about that? How about a curveball down and away? Take it?
That'll be outstanding. So he's a little late on the fastball earlier in the count, so he's cheating. He got him. That's when you start cheating, that little knuckle curve. He drops it off at 77 miles an hour. Way out in front.
First strikeout for Flaherty, who's pitched well against the White Sox in his career.
This guy's been swinging a bat a little bit lately.
Yeah, Andrew Benintendi got hurt in spring training, but the power numbers really grew second half of last year, and he got to the place where they thought he was going to be when they signed him.
Yeah, definitely, and he's already got a couple homers this year. He can pull the ball with some power, you know, and this is a guy you got to be careful. Work him in. If you're going in, get it in, and he can cover a lot of the plate away.
Benintendi pumps that foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers come in 2-4. White Sox are 2-4. The Royals are 2-4. The Guardians are 2-4. Minnesota decided not to be like everybody else and lost yesterday to Houston, so they're 2-5.
Yeah, somebody's got to break up the 2-4.
It's going to happen today.
It will happen again today.
Somebody's going to be 3-4 after today in first place.
Is that how that works?
That is, it's amazing. Maths. 1-1 is upstairs, 2 balls and a strike. But, you know, it illustrates the point. Like, you're done with the Dodgers. They're going to be a super team, likely.
Yeah.
And you haven't lost any ground. That's not a bad sign.
If you're coming back, it's better to have. It's nice not having a team that's 5-0.
2-1 is grounded foul. 2-2 on Benintendi.
And this is where, you know, this squad as a whole with the White Sox, you'll see them go a little deeper into bats, foul some more balls up. Last year, they were just free swinging, lots of strikeouts, swinging at some stuff that was just ridiculously out of the zone. That's just lack of concentration, kind of later in the year, and they're gonna make Flaherty work for it.
This will be his 15th pitch, an average of 5 per batter, and he's going to miss high. 3-2 on Benintendi, who got hit by a pitch in spring training in late February and came back from that already.
And now you got a decision to make here. Dingler's back there trying to decide, are we going to go back with the fastball away, or should we try to change up? That's why you see Jack stepping off the bump. This is kind of a big pitch for early in the game after all the fun celebration, because they know if they go slider, he's probably going to get a bat on it unless it's down and in, which then you have a chance of throwing a ball. So he's like probably going to concede to a fastball away.
That's a roller first base side. Flaherty cuts it off and stabs it before it thinks about going foul. It was his play or nobody's there, it looked like, because Torque would have had to charge pretty hard.
Yeah, you see him top it. Flaherty gets off the bump pretty good for a big guy. Cuts off Benintendi. Says, where are you going? I got you. Tag, you're it.
That's former shortstop back in high school, Jack Flaherty.
Was he a shortstop?
Yeah, he was a Harvard Westlake shortstop when Max Fried and Lucas Giolito were pitching.
So he's got, I can tell, he's got a little bit of spice in those feet.
Spicy feet?
He's got a little bit, you know. It's not quite, it's like mild.
I don't know that I want to see the menu at the Dirks restaurant, honestly. The Andy Dirks Supper Club.
Nah, my feet were tie hot. Real hot.
Here's Andrew Vaughn. On 1-0, he hits it skyward. Riley Green straight away. The real menu is what's out in the parking lot. That's what matters, what's on the menu.
So many Tigers.
Here is the Tigers starting lineup, and we show you the swing rate here for the Tigers. Your starting lineup presented by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, to see if Jonathan Cannon, who the White Sox have been seeing pitch to contact along with the rest of their starting rotation, see what the Tigers swing percentage is this year, how much you see in the zone from this White Sox team. And young Jonathan Cannon, the former Georgia Bulldog from Atlanta, 24-year-old, and the Tigers certainly got to him in his 3 starts last year, an ERA of 12.60. As Justin Henry Malloy, who's been through quite the whirlwind to get here to Detroit this year, fouls it away for strike 1.
Lots of stamps on that passport. He's been all over the map, man. But, you know, he's done a good job. Hit a homer already. Going up and down is not always easy, but he's handled it well so far. He's got a good approach. I like his approach. He'll attack early. He sees the ball deep. He'll draw some walks.
Yeah, 2 walks and a double in his first 3 trips to the plate against the Mariners in that debut this year. But I mean, A.J. Hinch was talking about it before the game. His internal clock is, he had no idea where he is right now.
No clue. Sometimes that's a good thing, though. When the expectations are mitigated by the traveling, you're like, okay, just go out and do your best.
Yeah.
You're relaxed, you're loose, you're not overthinking it. Just play some baseball.
1-2, dips low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a start in the summer. Jonathan Cannon got knocked out by the Tigers before he got his 4th out of the game. Colt Keith hit a home run, and the Tigers kind of jumped on him in this ballpark. So we'll see if that is rolling around in his mind, their minds. But A.J. Hinch did mention before the game, like, this is not the same White Sox team, and he made it very clear to his team that that's true.
Yeah, you can't just roll out and expect to win without putting a performance on. That's why, you know, you get out, get after it, knock this guy out of the game early, get in the bullpen.
3-2, check swing. That's called strike 3.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Try to go with the little swing back. But it didn't quite swing. It was back, but it didn't swing, Benetti.
Yo, that never had the plate.
No, that ball was hit into the trees. That didn't slice back into the fairway there.
That's a 5 or 6 waiting to happen. First pitch swing. Kerry Carpenter gives it a ride, right field. And that'll give the crowd a thrill. Oh, did it? It's just foul, just foul. The crowd reacted. The umpires are going to come and talk it over. The first base umpire, Vic Carapazza, said foul, but I think the rest of the umpires thought it was fair. That's very close.
So what kind of angle? It's hooking. It's hooking. It's hooking. It's off the foul pole.
That's a home run.
Homer! Right out the gate, opening day. Throw that slider in there, Carpenter says. About time. About time.
Kerry Carpenter, I thought so too. I thought that was a fair baseball. And everybody here that thought it was is right. It's 1-0 Tigers.
They hadn't had that much in the parking lot yet. They could tell that dinged off the foul pole, Benetti. There's nothing better than a ricochet off the foul pole. Right off the pole. Start off opening day with a bang. They kind of had to delay the fireworks out in center, but they did get a shooter.
It took a second, but it got the job done. Here is Riley Green, who takes a called strike.
So I think that answers the question on the approach today. Are they going to be aggressive? Justin Henry Malloy swung at the first pitch. Carpenter deposits the first pitch.
And that's smoked up the middle into center field. Brooks Baldwin didn't stand a chance.
Cannon just leaving balls out over the plate, and the Tigers approach, trying to hit that ball through the middles, keeping them on everything. And when you don't establish a fastball, Benetti, and you go to the cutter and the slider quite a bit, you can get hit. It can get loud.
I like when you say my name as though I'm the one calling the pitches.
Well, I mean,
when you don't establish it, Benetti.
Come on, Benetti. You got to establish the fastball.
Do better. Talking. Check swing and a strike on Spencer Torkelson. What are you watching as Tork is in the box here with the changes he's made, Andy?
Well, just make sure he stays a little bit narrower and make sure it looks like he's a little more cocked. You see how you can see kind of his name on the back of his jersey from the screen angle? What that causes is a lot less negative movement. So he's more in a hitting ready position right out the gate, as opposed to, as the pitch comes, trying to get into position to hit, turning just a little bit, and that throws your head off. It's harder to see the baseball.
Check swing, no go. When your head moves, what does it look like to a hitter when the ball's coming by, if your head's moving?
Oh, I thought you meant, well, it looks like their head moves. But
right,
then
no, I
when
understand
the ball comes, the plane of the eyes, if it starts changing while the pitch is coming, now you have this two-angle system where as my eyes are going down and the ball's traveling, it's a lot harder for my brain to take over and use my hand-eye coordination.
Oh, he let it rip right there and swung through that changeup from Cannon. If that's a fastball. It ends up in a parking lot.
And that's the aggressive attack that, we've seen out of Spencer. Swing it. And if you miss it, so well. Oh well. Now go the other way. Now look to see the ball a little bit deeper.
But if you're going to swing, swing.
Oh, if you're going to swing on a changeup 2-1 and they fool you, just swing through it. Don't adjust the swing to make contact. Never adjust the swing to make contact. Swing through it until you get to 2 strikes. 2 strikes, get a little bit on it. Okay.
Three and 2 on Torkelson, and a throw to first. Green is back.
With the eyes moving, let me correlate it this way. When a quarterback is running and rolling out and throws the ball, they're less accurate, right?
Yes.
Than when
normally
when they're planted.
Yes.
For most humans.
Yeah.
Minus Patrick Mahomes.
That's exactly what I was going to say. There's a second throw, and now the question that gets raised here is, are you baiting Riley Green into trying to run here to have your catcher Theis ready for it after throwing twice over?
I mean, the probability goes up that he'll run because he can get a little better lead, but I don't think at this juncture of the game, they're just going to send Riley just to send him.
3 and 2 to Torque, and that is whistled foul. Riley was on the move. If the Tigers score 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries. What you were saying about rolling out.
Yeah, you roll out, and it changes the way your body is in motion. Changes your vision so that now your brain's got a lot more complicated calculations to make. It's working overtime. Make it simple.
Another foul ball from Torque.
Riley's getting his sprints in, get the legs loose on an early game.
Yeah, he's become a Wimbledon ball boy.
Yeah, back and forth he goes.
See the sequence, 7 pitches, and he's seen the kitchen sink from Cannon so far. One out. Green at first. He'll run again. And he's going to lay into a trot. It's ball 4. Spencer Torkelson has walked 6 times already this year. He's basically doubled his walk rate from early in his career. It has been a massive improvement in swing decisions.
And also, that walk was created on the battle. Fouled 2 balls off. If you strike out on one of those, you don't have a chance to walk, right? So that's kind of being in a more hitter-friendly position, letting the ball travel with 2 strikes. Just putting on some good at-bats. It makes it frustrating for the pitcher.
You know how those Westerns have the saloon doors that swing open?
Mm-hmm.
Colt versus Cannon sounds like a Western, and it went Colt's way last year.
A little oppo piece from Colt there. All right. That's that June time. Jet stream, that ball's up and away. Colt likes to hit the ball the other way. When Colt's going the best, that Colt goes. You'll see line drives hit the other way. He'll pull it in the air.
See if he attacks a first pitch here after the meeting at the mound. Ethan Katz, the White Sox pitching coach. It's way outside on a change. Talk about selective. Colt Keith has been extremely selective so far this year. He is the league leader in walks with 8 of them.
They're putting on a bunt defense, which is interesting.
I think we may have a pitch com issue with Theis as well.
I think he's trying to give Cannon some time. After the pitch, I mean, that pitch wasn't anywhere close after a mound visit.
Give Cannon a chance to reload, maybe.
Got to reload, put some more powder in there.
High fly ball, left field. Benintendi on the move, coming toward the line into foul ground, and he is there to collect what amounts to out number 2. Have you ever had the opportunity to fire a cannon?
No, I've never fired a cannon. I've seen cannons fired that, like at football games.
Yeah.
They go boom and everybody's scared, especially at the random high school game.
Yeah.
Where there's no need, like there's no anything big, and then all of a sudden there's the loudest boom you've ever heard in your life, and everybody jumps and the babies cry. You're like, necessary? Probably not.
Probably a little overboard.
A little overkill on the cannon today.
I thought I might get a yes from you on that. You seem like the kind of guy who would have in 39 years sought out the ability to light a fuse on a cannon. Here is Zach McKinstry. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, you really don't want to let him off the hook here, making him throw lots of pitches. But it'd be nice, get a little base hit out there, left center field. Wait on that slider, maybe pull one to right.
He's behind 0-2.
The only way so far that he's shown that he'll probably strike you out is by changing speeds. With the changeup down, maybe get you to chase a fastball up, or he's going to have to backdoor a slider or something that's not kind of a normal repertoire type of pitch. So with 2 strikes, you just got to see it deep. Don't chase it anything down.
On 2 strikes, it's a fly ball, foul left side.
And you can fight the fastball off up there.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't know what to go to.
And it suggests that, the Tigers certainly have a plan for what they're hunting here today.
Mm-hmm. He's throwing a lot of cutters, a lot of sliders, mixing in the changeup to the lefties.
0-2, fly ball left center field. Luis Robert Jr. is on it, but the Tigers do take the lead. It looked like it might not be, but it was, and Carey knew it all along. On AFN, the American Forces Network. Welcome to those in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea, and thank you for your service. Hey, look who's here.
There it is.
The great Tom Izzo, a marvelous coach and a guy who, no matter what the rules are in college basketball, wins.
He doesn't care. He doesn't make excuses, if you notice. My wife kicked him off of Spartans football field one time.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Your wife did what?
Well, they put my wife ahead of security, which my wife's about 5'3", 100 pounds.
Okay.
Which was interesting. But
okay.
Yeah, so she's supposed to keep people from going on the field before the game and warm-ups and stuff, that aren't supposed to be. And it was time for everybody to get off, so she's like, sir, I need you off the field. Turning around, it was Tom Izzo. She's like, you can stay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy is right. Slider, strike 3. Flaherty disposes of Nick Maton.
Tight downward action, change of pace. Maton, no dice. Look at that. It almost backed up downwards. That was almost like a screwball.
Yeah, off the hand, I wouldn't have guessed slider.
No.
Just watching it from behind home.
A lot of depth.
Lenyn Sosa, first pitch swing. He drops his head as this is into right field. And Zach McKinstry. Can I ask you what Tom Izzo's reaction to your wife kicking him off the field was?
He said, oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Did he really?
Yeah, something along those lines. She's like, no, you can stay. I'm sorry. So when, my wife did that, but she was doing her job. and then she realized who it was, and she's like, "Hey, you can go out on 50-yard line, do whatever you want."
Funny enough, he's telling that story right
He
now
is.
too.
There was this girl one
plate
time.
club. Check swing, strike one. Jack Flaherty is canvassing the strike zone to the White Sox here in the second inning.
He's painting the frame. All around the window pane, he is hitting. Not many balls left out over the middle other than that third, fourth pitch of the game that was hit for a double.
Yeah, the Vargas.
Since then, paint.
Two on Theis in his first year with the White Sox after 6 years as an Angel. When you say it like that, you feel like he was a great guy for 6 years. He was an Angel for 6 years, and now things have changed. 0-2. That nearly wrapped around. It's down low. Theis looked at it and was like, do I have to swing at this thing?
I know. Well, it's got more depth than it does horizontal plane. It's got more vertical plane today. So it looked like it was coming back, and the bottom's just dropping out of it.
2-2 on Theis. He's got a double, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts to this point this year.
Probably go right back down with some off speed, see if they can get him to budge. Yep. See, that's the problem with the slider to the lefties. It's a fallible pitch. Even the one to Benintendi, almost
fallible, you said, right?
Fallible.
Not fallible, like it.
No, it's fallible.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fallible pitch if you don't get it down and in or backdoor it. Because a lefty, it's coming into the bat. So you can foul that ball off like that over and over. That's why you got to then ride up and away with the heater, move the ball around a little bit.
Testing the inside with a fastball, 3-2. What do you like here, 3-2?
Well, Flaherty, if he had the changeup, which he hasn't thrown yet, and it's not one of his main pitches, I'd probably either go with the slider away or the fastball in or away.
3-2. Fouled away. He just came right at him with a fastball.
Yep. And this is where, you know, if you don't have a changeup against left-handed bats, you got to learn to either bury the slider or backdoor the slider or the curveball. You know, the slower one might be good here too. But with nobody on and 2 outs, you don't want to risk walking a guy.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be shocked if he stays with the fastball. No problem, just hit your spot. Wants to strike out, go with the curveball.
3-2. He went with the slider a little bit slower with the slider,
but gettable.
Yeah.
See, it's foulable.
Foulable. So is a non-foulable pitch infallible? Like if you're not fallible, you're infallible?
Yeah, and some of these guys throw infallible pitches.
Infallible.
You can't even foul it off. They're so good.
Yeah, he missed, and Jack may have said a word that has to do with the implement the Red Wings use, but with a different first letter.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was just the battle
like
waging on.
Mad rhymes with pad.
Yeah,
Goalie
different
pad.
first letter, okay.
He said
yeah.
mad.
Yeah, mad, pad.
1 on, and that's down low to Brooks Baldwin, the second-year White Sox major leaguer, a former 12th round pick. So, okay, you're on deck when a guy just walked somebody and was pretty visibly frustrated. Where's your mind if you're this hitter?
Yeah, hit a base hit up the middle. That's where my mind kind of always is. So don't take that. You know, I mean, you know he's going to come at you with a heater at some point in the at bat.
Hunt it.
If you lay off the slider down, you're 100% looking heater. He might have been looking heater in, or wanted it on the inside part of the plate somewhere, middle in, and it was away. But that one backed up. But when you're a hitter, you got to say, okay, what's the most likelihood of the pitch I'm going to get? I think Flaherty's smart enough to know if I got a left-handed bat up here, 1-0, I'm not going to throw a fastball middle in and see if he can pull it over the right field wall. So I'm going to throw it away. So you want to be ready for, the ball away. Now, if you get into a 2-1 count, you're going to work away, and then if he gets 2-2, he might go in.
They stayed away the whole way here, 2-2.
Stay away, and now if he wants to go in off the plate, but you also don't want to throw a ball. But you can go inside after you throw some sliders away.
Theis at first, 2-2. Baldwin left field. Carpenter back on it. He's at the track, and he has to watch it check up off the wall. The wave around from Justin Jirschle, and that is not going to be in time. Safe the call. The throw was up the first base line, and the White Sox have tied the game. There was a real chance there to take down Theis on a very aggressive send by Jirschle, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, unfortunate. Pretty good relay throw from Carpenter. Sweeney's just went up the line, cut it a little bit, and when Dingler dove, he didn't have the ball. Then he got the ball, but he was too late.
So that walk of Theis really comes into play, and the White Sox have paid it off with an RBI double from Baldwin. There's a strike to Jankowski.
But that, the pitch was out over the plate from Flaherty on that pitch. That's where I don't know. It looked like they might have been set up to go in, and it just kind of leaked out over the plate and went with it.
That's the slider. That's the stuff to a left-hander.
That's what he wanted against Theis. He just kept leaving it over the plate enough he could foul it off. Now when a guy swings at that, now it's in his head. Now you're thinking, okay, I can't swing at that. That's where you can throw the fastball in the bottom rail. You can do some different things here.
He went curveball, 1-2. Fastball here, you think?
You can go fastball. I'd go fastball up or bottom rail, or just throw the back foot slider again. If he's got that again, that's a tough pitch. It's a good strikeout pitch.
1-2. Wave and a miss. It was the slider, and that'll do it. Daniela to the high roller seats next.
For today's Blue Moon Report, and I am sitting right behind home plate right now, where Comerica Park has added something during the offseason, the Home Plate Club, which is a premium experience that offers high-end food and beverage. But the star of this show, I think, are these seats. I've been sitting here for a few minutes. I turned the seat warmer on. I don't know if you can see the sides of them, but they've, like your car, like it has a little warmer for your seat, and it also has a cooling option. But I've had the seat warmer on for probably 5-10 minutes now, and I don't know if I'm getting up, guys. I might be here the rest of the broadcast.
Is it good? It works?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Just like your car. Imagine it like that. And the seats are comfortable, and I've got a great view of the game. It is really, really cool back here. I talked to some of the fans sitting behind me. They're enjoying the heated seats as well. They haven't found themselves getting up too much.
How is the view?
It's amazing. Right now, I'm right behind the on-deck circle. I've got Trey Sweeney right in front of me taking some swings, but you can really see you've got a good sight line of the pitch to home plate. It's really good down here.
I love the headrest.
Yeah, I'm
Lean
like
back-
about to take a nap.
Lean
What
back
do you
on the
think?
headrest.
Yeah, what do you think?
That is a great view, by the way. Yeah, you look like you're in full chill mode.
I am. More comfy than your seats up in the booth, that's for sure.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, I have an armrest.
So what's the food situation?
Well, it's going to be all-inclusive when this club is complete. They're still working on it right now, but you'll have all-inclusive food and beverage, premium food and beverage beneath, which will be really exciting for the people sitting in these seats. But right now, you get the good view in the really warm, cushy seat, which I'm good with. I'd be here all day.
How far are you from Izzo right now?
I don't know. I was looking for him when you guys said that. Can you give me some direction here where I need to look?
I couldn't really. I think he's to your
Okay.
right. Yeah,
To your right.
there he
To my right.
is. He's on the phone now.
I'm going to find him because I'm a Sparty. That's my guy right there.
He might be recruiting. He's got his hand in front of his face while he's talking on the phone.
Yeah, he doesn't want anybody else to see what he's saying.
I'll get the scoops, guys. If there's anything good, I'll report
Love
back.
it, love it. The portal's open, so Coach can only spend 1.5 innings not on the phone. Oh my goodness. Daniela, thank you. Dylan Dingler staying alive by getting a piece of that from Cannon. 1-2. That's inside, it hits him. Dingler gets hit by the pitch. So he is on to first. All right, FanDuel's home run odds for today's game. Spencer Torkelson plus 600. Dylan Dingler on the list. You just got to get on the list.
He's listed. Looks like he's all right. Got him up in the upper hand. So you didn't get invited to the tasting? I went to the tasting of the food that they're going to have.
I was working. There was a game going on. I decided to go to the game and call the game.
You called the game instead of doing the tasting?
Yeah. How was it?
It was awesome.
No,
Sushi.
take me through all the good stuff. What do you got?
Yep, so they had New York strip,
Really?
cut up nice, sushi. They had these little pancake desserts that were just phenomenal.
What flavor? What do we
There's
got?
like little strawberries on there.
Really?
Yeah, it was, I don't know what it was. It was like something with an F. I couldn't pronounce it.
Something with an F.
And I couldn't pronounce it. It was really good.
Where are you from?
Kansas.
Yeah, I know that, but like you're like a country and city guy at the same time. I don't really understand.
Yeah,
that.
I'm adaptable. It's called adaptability. It's kind of like make an adjustment in baseball, you know? I'm adjustable.
Like that guy. Nice catch. Oh, heartwarming.
That's nice. He gave it. Did he get it? He kept it.
He got the ball. She got a kiss. 1-1. Swung through. 1 ball with 2 strikes on Sweeney.
That was slick by him. He didn't give up the ball.
No, but
everybody still cheered.
yeah, because they kissed. A little affection, and you get to keep the ball.
Nice. No, now she's got it.
She got see.
So he wins on both ends. Way to go, buddy.
I love that she was having a conversation with the camera. She's like talking directly to the camera.
She mic'd up. She thought she was mic'd up.
Now she's had enough of being on camera. She's going to take her ball and go home. Is she looking for another baseball?
She
One's
needs
not
more.
enough.
A pin. 2-2.
2-2. Fouled back.
This is where these Tigers hitters from the last couple months of last year and now continuing into this year are just pests at the plate, up and down the order. 2 strike counts, fouling it off, working at bats. Makes it a real nightmare for a pitcher.
Yeah, Torque saw 8 of them. You see him in the dugout. 8-pitch walk for Torque. 2-2 is in the dirt. 3-2. Sweeney will see a 7th pitch. It was 6 pitches to the plunking for Dingler.
Then all of a sudden, the pitcher's now starting to think I have to make some ridiculously perfect pitch to get an out. And that's when guys make mistakes. When they're trying to be too cute, too perfect, they make mistakes, leave them over the plate, and that's when you do damage.
See if Sweeney can pounce. Throw to first instead. Dylan Dingler with his fleet feet. He's got 3 career triples. The White Sox know it.
Dingler's got 3 triples.
He does.
How many people fell down?
None yet.
That's impressive.
It is. Catcher can fly. 3-2. Bounce toward first. Andrew Vaughn thought about going to second. He won't.
He's
And-
respecting the speed
Yes.
that is at first. It's happening. It's because in spring training he tried to steal third. Remember?
That's right.
He's setting everybody up.
Tigers have launched value offers for 2025, Andy. Offers are available now for families, students, seniors, military members, and educators, plus value meal pricing on Tuesdays all season long. Visit tigers.com/values to redeem your offer today. The Dingler is endemic to the Midwest, and it's one of the fastest land creatures in all the upper Midwest, the dingler.
The two-footed dingler. Yeah, Vaughn just knew he didn't have a chance. He saw just dirt flying out from those cleats. Headed to second. Now the Tigers got a real opportunity.
And Javi took a massive cut. He's seen a ton of fastballs early this year, and that was a sweeper for him.
Yeah, it's interesting. We know the scouting report from last year was pretty much heavy breaking ball away.
Toward third, tough hop, nice pick by Vargas. That could have been a mess, and Vargas handled it well.
That was the panic throw here, Jason. It's like, wow, I made a really nice pick. Now let's get rid of it. 1, 2. Two hopper. We say in the game, long hop, no hop. We never say two hop. And that was a two hopper. Nice job by Andrew Vaughn to pick his buddy up over there.
He waited for it. Vargas was just all out of sorts the whole way. He slid too early.
Yeah.
And he kind of locked himself in.
The ball was hit off the end of the bat. I think he thought it was a little hotter than it was. See if Malloy can find one of these sliders out over the plate and hit a base hit to right field.
He gets shaken down there by a fastball, 1-1.
He likes that little cutter, that little slider away to these righties. So you know if you're Jahan, let that ball travel just a little bit. Pop one over there in right center field. Have some fun.
Oh, he wanted to.
That's a change
foul. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But that's the right approach. You can see he let it travel a little bit. Wasn't out in front of it too far.
Kiddos, who needs school today? It's opening day. Hey, that kid ended up with a baseball. Awesome. And some ice cream. Which is more important? Pretty
Ice cream.
clear.
Yeah, no doubt. That's that cookies and cream.
To live that life where that's the most important thing. In the air, right field, and arching foul. As I say that, I do wonder if maybe you still get in that mode where ice cream is the most important thing in your life.
Yes, I eat ice cream pretty much weekly in the summer. Popcorn and ice cream, best two little snacks on the planet.
At the game here, you're talking about?
Anytime,
okay.
Anywhere. But I'm a big popcorn and ice cream guy.
2-2 in the hopper from Cannon here. A long hold. Yeah, he spikes one. Changeup, 3-2. This has been a long inning for him.
Yeah, it's the lengthened at bats. He just hasn't shown a pitch that is really fooling the Tigers hitters to a degree that's substantial. A lot of it is, stuff down. If you kind of stay off that stuff down, don't chase that. He hasn't thrown many fastballs up out of the zone that have really got any chase. We've seen the Tigers hitters with 2 strikes fouling off that high fastball, not swinging through it, which allows them to let the ball travel. They can see it, keep on the off speed a little bit more.
See what it goes 3-2 here. That is a breaking ball that fades away after getting punched out in the outside corner in the first inning. Malloy takes away, and time for StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Kerry Carpenter attack, first pitch.
He got that slider out over the plate and just nailed it. And I do not think Cannon really wanted to walk Justin Henry Malloy to get to Kerry Carpenter. Now, if you hit the slider out your first at bat, Jason, out over the plate, the pitcher's going, okay, do we go fastball to start the at bat? Do we try to go slider out of the zone, get him to chase? You start limiting your options. And Kerry's going to set up here, be ready to attack a first pitch fastball. Probably anything other than that, I don't know if he'll go after it.
Anything change up here, maybe? Oh, it was a cutter, and it just got off his hands enough.
And that's where, once you hit one of their pitches, they want to go to something different. And he's probably going to see some change-ups this at bat. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to go change-up down and away. If they go fastball, it's going to be either the cutter in off the plate, maybe up out of the zone.
Dingler at second, Malloy at first, and there is the fastball up 0-2.
Now they're going to go change-up down. or fastball right back up there.
So knowing that, if you're Carey, where's your mind?
You got to let the ball travel. If the ball's up, leave it be. He hasn't thrown that strike up in the zone with any effectiveness. You know, if your brain says it's a strike, you'll foul it off, worst case, but don't chase something down. Don't chase the heater up.
0-2. He went after a fastball even further up. So he's in protect mode, especially at the top of the zone and beyond.
Yeah, he doesn't want to expand that far. You see him smiling. He knows. He's like, okay, I got to rezone in here because that pitch is nowhere close. But pretty amazing hand-eye coordination.
Okay, you saw where the dot was. It was on the umpire,
it's at
Marley.
his chin, like chin high. There's that change
up away and not competitive. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's just scared to leave it out over. Because if you leave that out over, you mess that one up. Watch out, right? I mean, my money would be right back upstairs with the heater. See if they can get him to swing through something.
1-2. Carpenter powers it in the air, right center field, but Robert is there to make the catch. Tiger strand 2. Food got us thinking. Daniela Bruce, our intrepid reporter, went hunting for some food in Seattle, and I don't know what was better, that ice cream or the crickets, the cilantro lime crickets. Daniela, did you try them?
I did taste one.
Why just one?
Because they were a little freakier than I thought they would be, because I told you I would do it, right?
Yeah.
And then I got this little cup of crickets, and they looked, I thought they might be fried, like you might not know that it's a cricket right away, but they looked like just dried crickets. And yeah, I ate one. They were okay.
Did it
just
pop in
crunchy.
your mouth?
Yeah, it was a
when,
weird
When I used to
crunch.
eat crickets, that's what I always remember, the pop.
But Andy, you just caught the crickets yourself, right?
Yeah, you never ate crickets, Benetti?
No, I have.
You've eaten
I
crickets.
drank them last year from that little container that Daniela had.
Yeah, a little cricket drink.
Yeah.
They got that nice little pop. Yeah.
Andy, did you cook them or anything?
Maybe we won't talk about that. I mean, I didn't know you had to cook a cricket.
You just
I mean, they're just
scooped it up.
Yeah, just scoop it up. But they used to chirp in our basement all the time. I'd go hunt them.
Just bopping them on the head like
Yeah.
a little bunny in the song.
Yeah, yeah. My mom used to hear them and she'd say, "I hear one," and then I'd go track it down and catch it because it'd keep you up at night when the crickets were going.
Well, that one probably didn't have the cilantro lime flavor.
It did not.
1-1 is fouled away by Vargas, who doubled in the first inning, 1-2. You can tell, though, Andy, this is a better White Sox team.
Oh, it is.
Than
Yeah.
last year.
Better at bats up and down the order for sure. Defense seems to be pretty solid. That's
He
the one.
lays it in there, a slider called strike 3, and buckled Vargas.
This is what we love about Jack Flaherty. Last at bat, he left him a slider out over the plate to hit, and he says, you know what? I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to absolutely paint this one. Gets out the brush. That was the thick bristled brush to paint the corner.
Just gotta slather it on.
No, that was tight edge, you know. I would slather when I pitched. I was pretty wild.
You were a slatherer?
Yes, dude, I was a 3-2 count every time. Effectively wild is what you would have called me.
How long did you pitch for?
Into
Doesn't
college.
Sound like long, really?
Yeah, I was a closer in junior college.
Were you really?
Oh yeah.
You had to have been a head case of a closer.
Yeah, big hammer time curveball, fastball, a 4-seam too. No 2-seam nonsense. Just straight at him, straight as could be.
You were basically Todd Jones.
I would have been. Me and Todd got a lot of similarities.
That's there. Strike 3. Flaherty spinning the hits right now.
I mean, he is right now on fire with the Bob Ross brush. That is just painted. Those are happy little trees down there. Dingler, little happy squirrel behind the plate, happy to receive that nut. That is amazing spotting right there. I mean, just 2 in a row. Bow, bow.
You don't have much of a chance if he's going to do that, and that is called outside, ball 1. Here's Jack last inning. Closed captioning not available. But Jack has bounced back from that. And by the way, Mad Jack is usually good Jack.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that if he gets a little angry, I'm like, okay, that's a good thing. Other guys, every guy's different that way. Some guys, they get that intensity ramped up and then they kind of lose it. It's like it gives him tunnel vision focus. He talks to himself, which I like. I like a pitcher that talks to himself.
Boy, that's shocking that you, Andy Dirks, like somebody who talks to himself.
Yeah, they start talking to themselves. I'm like, okay, this guy's dialed. This guy's dialed. Look at him out there. He's talking to himself. He's shaking his head. Look, he's got an inner dialogue going on with Jack.
2-1 coming. It's downstairs 3-1, and that's probably going to light him up a little bit too. He had the slider. He missed with a couple curveballs, and there a wayward slider. This is where the pitch timer really does matter, though. It speeds everything up for the pitchers as that's rolled to second base. Colt Keith handles Benintendi in a 1-2-3 third, narrated by Jack Flaherty. You buy
Wallside Windows, the leader in replacement windows for over 80 years. Visit wallside.com today.
by Figer Law. All we do is win.
And by GMC. Visit your local GMC dealer today.
Television history, folks. The very first time on an opening day telecast, both announcers have done the billboards together. Frankly, there should be a mini statuette for it.
We should have a statuette. I do have some mini statuettes. Here's Ernie Harwell. He's looking good.
First pitch swing, Riley Green sends it along to right field, right around the warning track, and there is one away.
Just a millimeter under it, Jason. He hit that ball a mile high.
Yes, he did. Time for Chevrolet's strongest players, Spencer Torkelson. You see the whiff rate down, the pitches per plate appearance up, and the 8-pitch walk in the first inning, yet another signal that Torque has turned a corner in a couple of different regards. It's a called strike and a good pitch from Cannon.
Not the one you want. And at some point, you know he's going to throw that breaking ball, some kind of breaking ball in the at-bat. So guys will start setting a little bit of that cutter breaking ball action.
How do you reorganize your mind then if you think that's coming?
You have to, it's where you're going to hit the ball. The best way to hit off-speed pitches is to try to hit it the other way, because that allows you to see it. Let the ball travel a little bit. His fastball has not been commanded well. So when a guy's not commanding his fastball, he's going to rely on his breaking ball more. And at some point, if he leaves it up, you want to make sure you make good, solid contact with it.
Yeah, yanked that one in a big way, a changeup.
And then this is where baseball gets silly, because now it's 3-1. He could throw the slider, but you kind of got to gear up for a heater here.
You have to, right?
So you're thinking heater. You're thinking get it out in front.
3-1. They hit him. That is the second plunking in 3 innings from Cannon.
Yeah, he's a little bit all over the map. He's thrown enough strikes, enough quality strikes to keep a 1-up on the board so far, but usually when a guy starts losing command or doesn't have command, at some point something's going to happen where he makes a mistake and he's going to pay for it.
But that's why we've moved further in artillery technologically, because it's too wide of a strike radius from the cannon.
The cannon's
so we
too
got
much.
weapons that were more precise.
Yeah, you have to get more precise. The precision weapons, you can dial them in, because you can't throw more than one baseball at a time. Now, if you can throw like 50 baseballs at one time at the hitter, oh man, you could do some damage. But they only give them one.
So could the hitter, by the way. You just have to pick one. That's up and out, 2-0, and the catcher Theis is going to go out and talk to Cannon.
Which one would you play, though? So what if 4 balls are batted?
Then the defense really has a problem on its hands.
The first baseman's got a big problem. 4 ground balls hit.
By the way, our graphics bench, Zach Zollers, hit the talkback button. Our TV truck can talk to us in the first inning, and he has Googled. We were talking about whether or not you've ever shot a cannon.
Okay.
He has Googled, where can I shoot a cannon? And evidently for $75, you can do it in Mackinac City.
No kidding. I might have to make a trip.
Team road trip.
$75 seems cheap to shoot a cannon.
I agree.
I mean, I'm not going to say what I'd spend. They might raise their prices. But I'd spend a pretty penny to shoot a cannon.
I would imagine it's at least a couple hundred.
I'm that guy that I won't spend money on more important things.
Yeah.
Like food.
Like your children.
But a cannon?
But yeah.
Give me a cannon. I'll drop some coin on that.
Pack up the family truckster. We're going, kids.
Like, did you pay your car insurance this month? No, but I shot a cannon.
Right. Dad, can I have a science book?
Well,
I
no.
need it for class.
We're going to go on a field trip and learn science firsthand.
2-1 to Keith. And you wonder if those first 2 pitches, Cannon remembers what Keith has done against him in the past. You know, pitchers remember that sort of thing, as that's wayward again. 3-1. It looks like he's flying open a little bit.
He is. You know, his arm's kind of dragging a little bit. He's starting to aim the ball, and whenever a pitcher starts aiming the ball, you can just tell it in the delivery. He's not confident. He's not just letting it go. He got Keith on a little 2-seamer up and away last at bat, but at some point, Keith's going to be on time with a heater.
Not that one. Ball 4. Walk number 3, 2 hit by pitches as well. It's been a rough command day for Cannon for a White Sox young rotation that has been fantastic early this season. This
They
White
give
Sox
him a run forever.
No, they almost went one time through 5 innings scoreless baseball. They're 5th in ERA for starting pitchers in Major League Baseball.
So they're 5th now.
Well, it depends on games going on and things like that. 4th or 5th, depending on your source.
But they started off number 1 by far.
Yes.
So they're slowly declining in the rankings.
Right side. That skips through. Base hit McKinstry. Here comes Torkelson. Throw to the plate. Took a big hop in the air. The old Super Bowl against the Tigers, a 2-1 lead.
Ball's
They had a shot
bouncing
here.
all over the place. McKinstry got a heater up. He turns on it, and there's a play at the plate. Benintendi makes a strong throw. Torkelson tries to juke Theis, but the ball was rubber cord. Hit a seam. That'll get the fans going. Now we got people up and dancing, getting rowdy.
You see Tork's face? He's like, I thought maybe. I think he might have thought he was going to be out.
He tried to juke Theis. He didn't slide right away. He did this little juke move into him. Once Dingler knocks these two in, let's show that a little bit later.
Yeah.
I mean, it was quite a little move by Tork.
Our new producer, Andy Dirks. After a pitch, we'll do the replay, says Andy. Infield in, and the 0-1 is grounded foul. Here's your replay.
Yeah, here he comes. He's like thinking, I'm going to hit him. No, I'm not. Yeah, but a little bit right before that, he started to think that he was going to slide. Then he juked in, tried to cut the angle, because Theis backed up on him a little bit. We almost had old school collision play there at the plate.
And if that ended up happening, you could have a challenge from the Tigers as well for blocking the play,
Correct.
Depending on where Theis sets up.
That was probably what was on Torkelson's mind as Theis started losing ground towards the foul ground was, hey, if he's going to get in my way, if I make contact, I'm automatically safe. That's some quick thinking.
Time called here. By the way, Dan Petrie twice during the road trip took over a camera from our director Andrew Blaustein with Dandycam, and now suddenly you think you're going to take Denny Blunt's job as our producer. It's amazing what we've created here. Pandora's box is
Monsters.
open. Yeah.
You're creating monsters.
Absolute.
Is what you're doing.
Absolute monsters. 0-2. Breaking ball kind of wound into the hit zone there. Let's watch Tork again, Andy.
So he's thinking right here, okay, I'm going to have to slide. Oh, he's backed up. He backed up, so then he makes a move back to the inside, which makes it pretty awkward slide. Kind of rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. It's a little dodge move.
Got the job done. It's a small piece into the glove, strike three. Theis cleared it before it hit the ground.
Dingler's
I
not so
don't know.
sure.
I didn't
looked
think
weird.
so. I
was
thought it hit
definitely
the
awkward.
ground.
I think it does.
So he should still be alive here. It seemed like that hit the ground. I thought I heard a second time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised he called him out. That is not strike three. Unless it's a different sport that we're playing.
That would be cricket.
Correct. Well, Daniela was playing cricket earlier.
She was playing cricket. You've played cricket with your tea.
Yeah.
You're a big tea guy. Smells nice, ginger tea.
Ginger. Yeah, he's gonna still bat here.
Yeah, they'll get it figured out.
Normally you can hear that, and I thought we did. I thought we heard a.
I mean, it's a good piece to get. Tough pitch.
Will Venable out of the dugout talking to the umpiring crew. Listen in here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's that second hit. And it's in the dirt.
Theis sold it though, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he sold it like I caught that for sure. Look at that. Big league catchers always amaze me. What do you think Dingler and Theis are talking about?
Hey, have you ever sold one like that?
Yeah.
That's fun. Sorry to do it to you, bro.
Yeah. He's like, I'd have done the same thing.
Hate to do that to another catcher. Will Venable might have just been saying, well, if your initial call was strike three, why'd you change it?
Yeah, like, do you have the power and authority to
Yeah.
do that or not? Type of situation.
Got to go out and argue if you have the opportunity, especially if they're going to come over to you and give the explanation.
Yep.
So now back to it. There is a productive out available for Dingler. Infield in, and he hammers that foul.
Man, he's playing with fire there. Coming right at him with the fastball. You know, you think he'd try to go for the strikeout here. That goes back to command, you know. When you don't have command, you make some mistakes.
Oh, 2 again. Ground ball third base. That is fair, and it will get a run home. Vargas had no play at the plate. Keith scores, and the Tigers pick up another run because of the contact from Dingler. That's a pretty good at bat, down 2 strikes.
Exceptional. Battling back. That fastball's in off the plate. And just putting the ball in play gives you a chance to make something happen. Vargas had to go over to the line. Colt Keith wisely runs into the line, inside of the line. If you watch Colt on that play, he actually kind of diverts to go inside the line just a little bit more to cut Vargas's angle off. So that's good baseball all around. Heads up.
That's a great point. It looked like Vargas thought about coming home, then saw the angle and was screened.
That's right. Colt Keith did a nice job. And that's what you do. If you know the guy's on your back, you kind of say, okay, if I go to the inside of the line here, he's going to hit me. Don't give him the angle. Heads up baseball.
0-1. His changeup falls outside and low. That's really not been a competitive pitch this time through the order for him. He's missed a bunch.
Which is tough when there's left-handed bats.
Yeah.
If he's missing his changeup, he's a pretty comfortable at bat for a lefty with his fastball command today. If he's spotting his fastball, it's a little different story.
1-1. Oh, Theis gets the brunt of that. He's going to pretend he's not feeling it, but he is feeling it.
When the nose crinkles, when a catcher crinkles the nose, the energy that was expended from down below and coming upward, it's not good.
So you think the nose crinkle is basically the delta of the river?
Yeah, for a catcher, you see a big league catcher wrinkle his nose, you know that it's painful. He's looking at the sky, hoping that there's something up there to relieve the pain. Deep breaths, squinting of the eyes, a little teary-eyed. Yeah, I got this, man. I'm good. We're good. Just back there, just
sure of it.
Pain level 10.
Yeah. 1-2. Oh, just what he needs. The chance to block a baseball. Thanks, after Canada. That.
Thanks, man. Why did I pick this profession again? It's flashing into his brain.
Should have been a 3rd grade teacher. 2-2. Wave and a miss. That's a good changeup for strike 3. Colt Keith cutting off the angle and getting the Tigers a bigger lead, 3-1. For a limited time, enjoy $500 off when you reserve a private suite for any game between April the 5th and May 11th. That's tomorrow. Experience Tigers baseball like never before with luxury, exclusivity, and premier views at Comerica Park. To learn more, visit tigers.com/April. First pitch, Jack Flaherty in for a strike to Andrew Vaughn, who flied out his first time. The Tigers lead 3-1 here into the fourth. And we are so glad to have you along for opening day at Comerica Park this year. Daniela Bruce is downstairs. Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, John Keating, Dan Petrie, Johnny Kane. Our entire wonderful crew. So glad to have you here for the season for Tigers baseball. And we expect some really good things from this team this year, building on last year. As you heard AJ say off the top of the show, he said, we don't talk a whole lot about last year, even though I mentioned it in my first thing I said today.
That's funny.
That's great. Self-aware manager. 1-2 is low, 1-2. Where are you on this season? What intrigues you most about this team?
I think the run scoring ability has improved. The at-bats have gotten so much better, and they're consistent, so we know the offense is going to be a little bit more potent. And then the pitching is going to be the pitching. I mean, just stemming from last year, continuing to grow, and just this is one of the best staffs in the league. Defensively, solid. So you put those three together, Jason, you're going to have a pretty good squad. I think most people, I haven't seen one person that thinks they're going to have a losing record. I did a survey. I surveyed the land.
You did? What are you, the producers from Family Feud?
Yeah, I surveyed the land, and the consensus was the worst case scenario. One fan said like 81 wins. Everybody else was low 80s, mid 90s.
Sweeney to first, one down. Our Xfinity high-speed pitch. Part of that is the pitching, and Jack Flaherty has been dazzling so far.
And he's done it with all three: the curveball, the slider, and the fastball. Schwack by you. That's his three pitches right there. He only needs three.
He's thrown one changeup all game.
Yeah, hasn't had to use it yet.
There it is. 30 combined breaking balls, 27 fastballs. First one to Maton. Former Tiger as he is. 93 games in 2023.
Yep. And I think he'll get a steady dose of breaking balls.
Here's one of the changeups, just trying to kick the tires on it, see if it's there.
And if he gets that pitch dialed in a little bit to the lefties, that would help a little bit. Because the sliders, like, it's just a pitch that it's tough to strike a lefty out unless it's located perfectly.
You're asking for contact.
Yeah. If it's down and in, you know, that back foot slider, that one you can get him on the back door. But other than that, you can foul off a slider.
Maton let the middle fastball go.
Where the changeup, it's straight enough, you run out of bat, and you'll swing and miss at the changeup, or you'll pop it up, little weak pop up, weak ground ball on the pull side.
3-1, that missed, and Maton hops out of the box. It's the second walk by Flaherty. The first one, the White Sox made him pay for with a Brooks Baldwin double the next batter. Here is Lenyn Sosa, who had a career-high 8 home runs last year in 100 games. A young player, 4th year in the majors for the White Sox. He's been up and back quite a bit from their AAA team in Charlotte. On a ground ball from Jack here. Was grounded Sosa. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's kind of come in a little bit. He wants to throw that slider away. I mean, that's been his breaking ball. His little knuckle curve ball and his slider have been his 2 pitches. So you gotta throw a fastball in once in a while to keep him honest.
Long hold and time called by Sosa.
You don't see that play as much.
No.
You used to see it a lot. Remember, it'd be like last second, umpire calls time. The guy, is he going to throw the ball home? Is he not? You don't see that as much.
And the reason you don't is you only have the one timeout.
That's it. Yep.
1-1. Third base, Baez, beautiful pick, and the throw is not good enough. Could have been 2. Instead, it is 0 outs, and there are 2 on with a 1 away, and Javi had some time there. He didn't have to rush it.
The ball was hit pretty decent. After the backhand, Javi gives a little one-hop throw. That's the short hop. You know, we say long hop, no hop, right, Jason?
Yeah.
But always secure 1 out before 2. It's a little different angle than he's used to. Colt couldn't quite pick him up on the other end.
And now it's up to Flaherty to pitch around it. Theis, who walked his first time, is behind a strike.
Well, at least Colt knocked it down enough it didn't end up out in right field somewhere, bouncing around, snowball fights ensues. So, but yeah, that's tough. That ball's hit hard. You're trying to make a quick play to get 2.
Oh, 1 misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But he is definitely a double play candidate, this guy. Hit the ground ball. This is a guy that he can hit the 15 hopper, you can get him.
1-1. Skyward, he kind of leaned back into an uppercut there. 1-2.
I think he's worried about the slider. So that's, you know, you get a heavy dose of sliders, all of a sudden the fastball comes, and he went back to back with the fastball in the last 2 at bats.
So then what here?
Well, he's going to try to strike him out. He's going to go down and in with the slider, down and in, down with the curveball, or up with the heater.
That was out of the hand. Theis thinking, I got to protect here.
Not a bad pitch. If he gets it down a little bit more, it's just like kind of hovering to where he can get a piece of it, you know? If he can start that middle, and then it ends up down below the zone is the strikeout pitch.
He wants a new ball. 1-2. Sosa at first, Maton at second. Neither starter is going to be super long for this game, with the pitch count climbing for both. 1-2. To first. Torrance spins it to second. Got one there. Return pass is on time. There's your double play.
Beautifully turned. Quick, fast, slap, bang, boom, got him.
There are 3 ways to watch your team on FanDuel Sports Network. If you have a cable or satellite TV provider, you'll find us in the same place on your TV lineup guide, or you can also stream games by connecting to our FanDuel Sports Network app. Just use your TV provider login credentials. You can also subscribe directly for $19.99 a month. Single game, monthly, seasonal, and annual subscription plans are available. Not sure where to start? Head to getmyhometeams.com.
Thank you, Daniela. That's very easy. A lot of different ways to hear Andy Dirks on your television and in your home all season long.
It's good to have options.
Jack Flaherty doing a nice job to skate over there and be at the back end of that double play. Started by Spencer Torkelson, who's played a very nice first base when he's been over there this year.
He's been an asset at first. Made some really nice plays in that Mariners series to save some runs. And you see just that crisp, clean baseball. That's so fun to watch. I mean, that's not an easy double play. When the first baseman goes to shortstop and pitcher covers, how many times do you see that work out? 50% maybe?
Yeah.
But that was clean, clean, clean. There was no fumbling, no bumbling. Straight to the point.
Any stumbling?
Zero.
None. 2-2. Javi with a couple of big swings.
This is a big inning here, Jason, because you got a chance to knock a starting pitcher out of a ball game. Get into a bullpen, first game of the series. I would imagine if he can get when they get to Carpenter, they're going to bring a lefty in, I would imagine, is their hope.
Yeah, it's
Depending on how these first two go.
It's Brandon Isert getting loose as Javi vaults this ball to left. Benintendi is there to make the catch. And now a message from Feiger Law.
Make Feiger Law your first call and get the justice you deserve. Feiger Law. All we do is win.
Beautiful crowd here at Comerica Park. Tigers baseball opening day at the Ball Yard. We are so glad to have you along for the ride as the Tigers have taken 2 runs in the third to lead 3-1. RBI single, Zach McKinstry, Dylan Dingler a productive out, and the third time through the order starts here with Justin Henry Malloy. Downstairs to Daniela.
Yeah, Justin Henry Malloy told me today that this is his first opening day as a player or a fan at all. So he was really excited to see the crowd and everything that went along with an opening day, especially with what he's heard about the opening day pageantry here in Detroit. But everything he's been through, a very cool experience for Henry Malloy to lead off in his first opening day.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, he evidently, Jeff Seidel went up to him the other day in Seattle, and Justin Henry Malloy told him he slept for 11 hours the day after all that travel. You remember the last time you slept for 11 hours straight?
Nope.
It's a young man's game.
Yeah, it was probably back when I was in my 20s playing baseball.
Yeah.
That would have been it.
Good for him getting back to 0 in the sleep department.
Is that how that works? The makeup sleep? I don't know if
It
works
is
that way.
make-up sleep.
Yep.
2-2 on Malloy from Cannon, who's thrown nearly 90 pitches in this game. And that one fades away. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Man, I just keep the way he's been throwing. You're just waiting for that one pitch that one of the Tigers hitters gets into. And I know, Carey hit a homer, but he hangs a slider. Man, those things can go a long ways.
Yeah, those spinners in the middle of the zone. 3-2 is called strike 3. It's a pretty good pitch. It was knocking on the door, and the second time Malloy has been called out on strikes.
Those bottom rail fastballs, man, get sneaky, especially when a guy starts throwing a lot of sliders. Theis didn't frame it well, looked worse than it was.
So the slider-heavy Isert will come in, and we'll see if A.J. Hinch counters. I would imagine no this early. Scoreboard doesn't give you any pause right now. 3-1, the Tigers with the lead. We are into the bottom of the fourth, and the Tigers have already chased the starter, Jonathan Cannon, out of this game, and it is a left-hander who does not throw many fastballs to you. Our wall side windows call to the bullpen, Brandon Eisert, the former Toronto Blue Jay.
This is that left-handed profile. As a left-handed hitter, it looks like it's coming from way behind you. But he has shown a lack of ability to command pitches at the big league level, walk some guys. It's where you know he's going to be a little bit wild, a little bit happy. It's hard to zone these guys in sometimes, Jason. It's like, okay, probably set slider, because that's the pitch he's going to be comfortable throwing. Let it come to you. Try to hit the ball to left center, and it ends up in the right field bleachers.
Carey lays into this ball. Benintendi back at the track, twisting, and he's not going to get there. Have a day against lefties and righties. Kerry Carpenter clanged one off the foul pole in the first and visits the bullpen in the fourth.
He knew he was going to get a pitch out over the plate, and Carey just absolutely muscles this ball out to left. This is not traditionally a day that you see a lot of oppo home runs, especially left on left.
Inside out, Johnny down the left field line for Riley Green, and he's thinking two. Hard on the gas pedal, into second base, save! That's the stuff right there.
You want to see lefties hit lefties, you'll see him go the other way, and that's not conceding anything. Looking slider, fastball in, poke it down the line, and look at the hustle, look at the slide, look at the hand movement. One hand in, nope, I'm going to pull that up, go with the right. Playing some baseball.
Outstanding.
Now he's got to face a righty.
Spencer Torkelson. Now, part of the reason Kerry Carpenter stays in, number one, the Tigers have the lead, so there's no reason to sacrifice offense at that point for what could be a need later. But number two, it's not like the White Sox have 7 lefties in their bullpen. They have 2 others. So if you can force, if for some reason Will Venable wants that matchup later in the game, if it ends up being a closer game than we expect, then he has to burn another lefty today to deal with Carpenter again, so that affects the rest of the series.
You're on it. You're thinking like AJ now.
It's a scary proposition. But, you know.
Yeah, no, you don't burn. You're not going to burn Carpenter this early in the game.
No.
Not when you have the lead like that. If it was a tie ball game and there was a runner at second, maybe you might have seen a move, but worked out well.
It actually does work out well for the Tigers to get that spot up at that point, because Venable says, well, I don't want to bring in a righty to face Kerry Carpenter.
No.
But he has to use one of those left-handers very early in a game that is going the Tigers' way already. 2-2. Torque lines this to left. That's down in front of Benintendi. Here comes Riley Green. This throw is wide left. It's 5-1. Tigers are piling on.
Eisert's going to want to tuck tail and run here pretty soon. Torkelson smashing a slider out over the plate. And how good a base running. I mean, we got some speed. So some of these plays, like that's a play at the plate. Benintendi doesn't have the strongest arm of all time, but man, that ball got to him quick. Riley just beat it.
Well, Joey Cora in that third base coaching box, when he rents cars, he doesn't even ask for there to be a brake.
Yeah, there's no brake in his car.
It's just
only
one pedal.
Skinny one, too, on the right.
That's right.
You know you're going to get sent. And there's something to be said. When you know you're getting sent, like there's no other option. Like you get a better jump, you get a better break, because you really don't want there to be a play at the plate if there doesn't have to be. I think, too, when you know that the opposing team's running, you're not thinking cutoff man as much. You're thinking throw it to the plate, which throws your throw off.
Chopper for Eisert. He collects. Kind of had to get his body right, and he nearly flung it wide of Andrew Vaughn. He was all discombobulated, but the Tigers certainly are not. We've seen that before. Kerry Carpenter, second verse, same as the first. Try it again. Drink that up. Andy, your thoughts?
Love it. It's amazing.
Sixth time he's gone multi-home run in his major league career. And the Tigers have a lead of 5-1 here at Comerica Park. Brooks Baldwin is the leadoff hitter in the 8th spot for the White Sox here in the 5th. And first pitch to him is in for a strike. Our big money encounter with Brooks Baldwin, who doubled his first time up. He's got a hit in 6 straight for the White Sox. Native of North Carolina. Get this geography, he is from southwest North Carolina, near the South Carolina border.
North of the South Carolina border.
Southwestern North Carolina.
Yeah. But north of South.
It's like being just east of West Virginia. Third base side, foul territory, one away.
Well, that's not a hit.
It is not.
But that is a good way to start a season. As a player, it's better to get off to a good start than to get off to a slow start. Just the way you feel, like emotionally, mentally. You start a season well, you're kind of like, okay, I give myself a little buffer, you know, to be terrible later, then it's not going to hurt as bad.
Yeah.
But if you start off terrible, you're like, I don't have any buffer left. I have to really produce now.
Jankowski, ground ball, first base, and that takes a jagged bounce foul, strike one. That's what Riley Green was talking about. He's like, if you see me panic, you're really going to have to get worried, because I don't panic. But, you know, you want to put up numbers early.
Yeah. And that's where, you know, as whoever gets off to hot starts, it's like, okay, that's usually a sign that the season could go pretty well. It's very difficult, and it takes a pretty good, strong mindset if you see a guy just start off horrendous to come back and put up good numbers at the end of the year. But you do see guys do that.
You know, Spencer Torkelson is the perfect example. Last year, it took more than a month to get his first home run, and he was wearing it.
Yeah.
You could see he was wearing it last year.
Yeah, it's a mental game. That in between the years, it's tough when you go out and you're like, man, I'm not performing the way I want to. Then you start pressing, and then you start changing things, and then you start changing your stance. And you're like, why am I changing everything? And then you start like asking everybody for advice. And next thing you know, you're asking pitchers for, if you're asking pitchers for hitting advice, then you know you got a real problem.
You've done that, I gather.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who was your go-to pitcher to ask for hitting advice when you were here with the Tigers?
Well, Verlander would give hitting advice all the time.
Even if you didn't want it.
You didn't want it. Verlander was giving it. I mean, Max Scherzer, you know, he thought he knew more than he did.
That is disgusting. That slider just disappeared on Jankowski. What would Verlander say about this?
He would say, wow, that's nasty. That's how he'd say it. Nasty with the pronunciation, because that was nasty. What's cool with Flaherty is he'll throw that slider for a strike, and then he'll throw that one.
And it's different speeds, right? He plays around in the low 80s, but it's not always sitting in the same spot.
No, you'll see like that's 84, the strike slider. And then he'll go 81, 82, kind of ducking out of the zone.
But look at this. This is just anarchy out there. Everybody's trying to stay warm.
That's a
pitching chaos in one picture.
Well, there's no fire to huddle around down there by.
Look like moths on a lamp. Everybody's running to the zapper in the middle of the bullpen. Meantime, tumbleweeds.
Some of those moves they're just making up too. Those aren't even real movements. They're just like flailing their bodies around.
Tale of two pens. People whistling in the White Sox bullpen.
Yeah, there's one guy moving in the White Sox bullpen. All the Tigers are up, running, pacing.
One, two, sky high. Back of second base. Wide moves by Keith to call for it. But, oh, they're not athletic anymore. Everybody's done. They got it all out. Game live or on demand. Plus, stream MLB Network 24/7 for the entire season. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Opening day at Comerica Park has gone well for the Tigers so far. Zach McKinstry to lead off the bottom of the fifth after the Tigers got 3 straight hits against Brandon Eisert. And he came into the ball game for Cannon in the 4th. Slow roller, second base. Sosa's got a hustle, and it's wide. Zach McKinstry, second base is yours.
You'll see McKinstry, he just yells this one out. Oh, muscles it out, getting down the line. High knees, high knees, high knees. Break it down. Watch this breakdown, Benetti. Watch him right here. See how he breaks down, and he looks to the right. You practice that like starting in pro ball. times in college, in high school. You run through first, you break down, look to the right. He did it perfectly.
That's why he does camps in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I mean, Zach McKinstry on off days will go home and do camps for the kids. Ground ball, third base. It's right at Vargas at the line, and he's got out number 1.
If a guy does that, I would go to his camp. Get the knees up down the line, break it down, look to the right, see if you can advance. Textbook base running.
Why does that matter?
Because if the ball gets away, you can see it. So you look to the right because, well, the throws come from the leftish area.
Leftish.
Yeah, so you know.
Here's Sweeney. First pitch swing, and he tips it foul.
You see him chasing that heater in left on left, and that's just the arm angle. It's got a little two-seam action. It looks like it's going to come out over the plate, and then it comes in on you. So you got to think, okay, that ball needs to look like it's going to start away from me. Like almost be a ball away, then I know it's a strike. You got to start playing with your mind a little bit there. If it starts at me, then I'm waiting for the slider.
Check swing there. He did not go. It's a ball and a strike.
So that's the one out of hand. Now that Sweeney's seen it a couple times, you got to start calculating and say, okay, I want that ball to look like it's going to be down and away. That's really going to be down the middle.
Yeah, okay.
And if it looks like it's going to be a ball down and away, if it's a heater, it's probably a strike. So you got to protect the plate away.
Pretty good contact, right field. Jankowski into that gap, and neither he nor Roberts going to get there. A long ride for Sweeney, and a long run, too, into a triple. 6-1.
Lefty's just mashing. You see that one just stayed up and in, but not as far. Trey pulls the hands in. Trey's got pop, man. I think people don't realize how much pop this bat really has on a cold day in Comerica Park, hitting it to the deepest part of the park. Cora gets to wave everybody around. Just keep coming, boys.
First career triple for Trey Sweeney in the majors. You got to know how to get to third in this ballpark.
A lot of room out there. That ball was touched.
Oh, yeah.
It's not carrying like that today. Carey's ball, his ball, those balls are hammered.
13 triples in the minors for him with the Yankees and the Dodgers combined. He only had 2 in 3 years at Eastern Illinois in college.
Smaller ballpark.
Banged around in the corner.
They just went over the fence there.
That's right. 1-0 on the ground to third. Again, right at Vargas, who climbs to throw.
But how important just to keep pressing this rotation, keep pressing this defense to score some more runs. You're going to have to use some more pitchers. And that's what I've seen. That's what we've seen with this Tigers offense so far this year. Like, they're not satisfied. They got up to an early lead in Seattle, but then kept scoring a few runs.
Yeah, you have to add on that 9-6 win the first day in Seattle. Could have easily been bigger trouble if you don't add on a couple wins.
Yeah, they scored 6 early. Needed some more.
0-1-2 Malloy. A little bit late, 0-2. Bryce Wilson getting loose for the White Sox. Jack Flaherty ready to throw again in the 6th inning for the Tigers.
He just looks locked in all the time.
He always does. He can break glass with his stare.
He's the guy, if you pull up next to and you look over to the right and he looks at you, you just look down. It's like you look over, instead of saying hi, you just look down. Like, I'm good.
And you let him drive off the line first.
Yeah, he goes first. Go ahead, Mr. Flaherty. Did I just call him Mr. Flaherty? He's younger than me.
1-2. Downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's what that look does.
Yeah.
It turns him into Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Flaherty.
He is very dedicated to the art of pitching and the art of being great. 2-2. Malloy gets a piece. Finally some use for the sunglasses for the Tigers after a couple gloomy indoor days in Seattle. Check swing, and it's called strike 3 anyway. Third punch out for Malloy, but it's opening day. The Tigers have the lead. What could be better? Yeah. Well, sorry, Mr. Wheaton. It's okay. The Tigers say it's fine. You and us and 45,000 of our friends here today at Comerica Park. So glad to have you along for the ride. We have a special guest joining very shortly, a mystery guest.
Who
could be anybody? Could be anybody.
By anybody, do you mean?
Anybody. Could be literally anybody. Could be your family.
My family's here?
Could be Chuck Fair, our stage manager. He could be our mystery guest.
Could be the crickets that Daniela was eating earlier in Seattle.
But that's the fun of having a mystery guest, is you never know who it might be.
Izzo was here.
Izzo was here?
He was.
Could be Izzo. Fly ball left field line, and that's hooking. 2-1 on Luis Robert Jr., who's punched out a couple times against Jack Flaherty. Jack so far 6 strikeouts, 2 walks.
Just been sharp all day. Few pitches out over the plate. One was hit for a double. Other than that, he's pretty much painted.
Line drive left field and playable for Carpenter. Well, our door is always open here on this telecast. Who might it be? Oh, it's Paws.
Let's go,
in the
Paws.
fur. Hi,
So good to
Paws.
see you,
How you
Paws.
doing? You good? Why don't we have a Paws bobblehead to join our toy collection here? We're going to get one from you? All right.
Are you translating Paws right now?
I think I am.
You're a Paws translator.
I'm the
I know,
Carlos
I know.
Guillen of Paws. To first, Torque knocks it down, gets to it, and not going to have a play over at first base, so Benintendi's safe.
Wisely puts it in the pocket.
Well, Paws, I have to say, first of all, welcome. Second of all, honestly, I wish I had fur like this today because it's got to be warmer, right? Are you? How much warmer are you than us humans?
22 degrees
A
warmer.
lot warmer.
A lot warmer, 22.5 degrees,
Lot
give or
warmer.
take a couple. Paws, you are looking great. There's one thing about Paws. It's like I get older and Paws stays the same.
It's true.
It's amazing. What do you do for your fur routine?
Fur
Comb
maintenance.
it.
So, do you think Andy looks older, Paws, than when he played here?
Not a day. Not a day older than 10, 15 years. 2, 7, 14. He's got 8. You got 8 fingers. I lost track because I have to, when I count, I have 5. You only got 4, so that would throw me off.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to do in 5s.
Math would have been tough for me with 4 fingers instead of 5.
Ball and a strike. A pause. Last year you brought a pizza up here. You were here right around the time Matt Vierling homered. So can you get us a double play like you did with the positive vibes from Vierling last year? Can you put some magic on it or something? Yeah. See that? There you go. Just little fingers.
No. Got him a strike call.
That's nice. You'll take it. Who's your favorite Tiger? Can you mime your favorite Tiger?
All of them.
All of them.
Yep.
Oh, Andy. Andy Dirks is your favorite Tiger. No. Ooh.
Well.
Half and half.
Eesh. I got paused.
You did get paused.
Put on pause.
You got put on pause. That's true. What do you think of our bobblehead collection and our toys here? We got 4, 8.
Pause. What's
Harwell.
your favorite ballpark food? Pause.
Pause is sick of your questions, Dirks. That's
Hot
called a
dog?
strike.
Nachos. Nachos. Pause likes nachos. Of course Pause likes nachos. And a slushie to wash it down.
That sounds great. 3-2 here. Vaughn swings through it. Jack Flaherty tears him down.
This heat right here makes Pause happy. That's that fastball coming in flaming hot. That's the flare.
Pause, thank you for being our mystery guest. Thanks to Jack Flaherty for thrilling the crowd here at Comerica Park. Best call, 5 2/3 of magnificence from Jack Flaherty.
He was up, down, in, out, slider, breaking ball, fastball, perfection. I mean, from the first inning, gave up the little double, 7 strikeouts. AJ absolutely loves it. And this is what we want to see from Flaherty. Coming back, putting on the D, Old English D for another year. Didn't skip a beat.
Tyler Holton in. We heard everybody wants to rule the world, which means the ruler of so many hitters late in games. Tyler Holton is in. Jack Flaherty, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, just 3 hits in his 2025 Comerica Park debut. That's a swing. It's strike 2. Slater hitting for Maton against Holton. Our wall side windows pitching change. Austin Slater, the former San Francisco Giant, among others. Called strike 3. Slater can't believe it. It was like Zach Morris called timeout. Slater paused.
He got stuck right on the pause button. And you know who's ruling the world right now? Holton.
one off the foul pole. This one to left field. Crisscross. See you later. Very similar trajectory on both. FanDuel storylines for today's game. Kerry Carpenter, 2 home runs. It was plus 10,000.
Is that good? I don't know how that works, but it seems like that would make you some dough. Plus 10,000.
Yeah, that would be a nice day at the office.
He's maybe not done yet. It's the 6th inning.
He's facing Bryce Wilson, the 3rd pitcher he's seen, so he's homered off of Cannon and Iser. Tarek Skubal and Jack Flaherty taking a moment to chat. In the cold, 50 degrees at game time. It's gotten steadily cooler, and those are 2 high-level pitching minds spending some time together. Carry that brush stroke just to foul it away.
Yeah, that changeup had quite a bit of telling action on it. Going out and trying to protect on something. Looked like it was going to be good, and all of a sudden, zoom, there it goes.
1-2. He's done a good job of staying alive on high fastballs that could have struck him out in this game.
You're not wrong there, and one of them was about chin high. Shows his ability to get the bat to the ball.
Good take.
I always wonder, you know, when guys hit 2 home runs and the pitcher comes in, you got to act like he hasn't done that yet to a degree, but it lingers at times when you got big power hitters up the dish.
Three and two.
Try to get a little more perfect with the cutter, a little more perfect with this pitch. That's what I always noticed when Miggy was hitting. It was always like, it seemed like guys didn't want to throw a mistake, and then they would.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like they're a little tighter in the hand, a little tighter in the wrist.
Oh, that was hittable. Carpenter flicks it to center. Luis Robert Jr. gives us time for a message from the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Check out these great vehicles today, only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Great day at the ballpark. 6-1 Tigers with the lead over the White Sox. Day games tomorrow and Sunday as well. If you can join us at Comerica Park, we would love to have you for Tigers baseball before the Yankees come in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Yankees have done well for themselves so far this year at 4-2 before they face Pittsburgh today. 1-1 is in the dirt. 2-1 from Wilson. As good as the starters have been for the White Sox, it has been a struggle to get people out in the bullpen at points early this year. They're 18th in bullpen ERA. They've given up some long balls as well. That was the tough part about last year for this team, is their starters weren't giving them any length, and then suddenly the bullpen is just battered.
It was scrapped together by the end of the year. Lots of guys coming up from AAA trying to fill spots.
3-1 is doused. Deep right field. Way out of here. Riley Green hits a meteor. That thing wanted to challenge the second deck.
About knocking some people over out there. You can't get inside on Riley. He tries to go cut her in, and I mean, Riley just leans back on it. Have a day. That's called filling your basket up. 3 for 4, double bomb, single. Oof. Having a day in the middle of the order. A couple guys are, and the scoreboard reflects it.
Torque is one of them. He's been on base all 3 times. Man, oh man, this kid is so strong.
We talk looking pitches and locations, and you get 3-1, and you're looking middle in, and he throws it there. The eyes light up, the body leans back, the bat goes up, the fans stand up.
And you can feel it the whole way, can't you, as the ball's approaching?
I mean, opening day, almost 50,000. A scud gets hit, and it just gets electric. Nobody is cold in the stands right now when these things are happening.
I was going to say, it's like 72 and sunny as that ball's going into right field.
I was needing coffee a minute ago, and now I feel like, man, we might as well be at the. I need to take the sport coat off. It's getting hot in here. What a team, man.
1-2 on Torque. And with him hitting the way he is behind Riley Green, that can't hurt matters. I don't know how much you believe in, like, hey, the guy behind you is protection.
Well, what do you mean if I believe in it? It's a fact.
Well,
Yeah.
different players believe it more than others.
Oh, no, it's 100% a fact.
Yeah.
I had Miguel Cabrera hit behind me for a little stint. Boy, was that nice.
You felt it?
Yeah.
Strike 3. He gets Torque on a sinker coming in. Back to the home run.
Well, you know, they don't want to walk guys because the Tigers have shown the ability to walk. They've been patient at the plate. And when Riley's locked in on a pitch, he doesn't miss it. I mean, that thing was money. That's like one of those iconic little photos you could take and like put on your wall. Like that last shot with Riley looking up at the bomb. Great angle right there.
That's tattooed to right field. Colt Keith went up and dropped a sledgehammer. Oh, he spun it around first base into second. He leaned into that turn like Talladega at first base.
Hard left turns, no blinker needed. I mean, now they're just ready to hit. Fastball up in the zone, just pop it right here. Hard left turn, digging down, digging down, digging down. Oof, ow, oof, ow.
What was that? Was that the beginning of
outs.
Hooked on a Feeling that you just did there?
Okay. With 2 outs, you're gonna try it. You're gonna go. Have some fun. Keep filling it up.
That's one thing that this team does over and over and over again is get all the marrow out of the game of baseball. Enjoy this game for 27 outs every day.
And what's cool is too, you know, the last game in Seattle, Colt was getting some attention for a play that was made, right? Those are easy things to just start getting in your head. Now he comes out, he's getting hits. The play when he runs from third base to home earlier in the game and cuts the angle off.
Yep.
He's playing baseball. You're gonna mess up a few times. Come back out the next day and show him where you come from.
And that's not to say he doesn't deserve the attention. You know, like that was not a good play.
Yeah, you own
the
it.
other day.
You own it and move forward, and he's moving forward today. And that's what you like to see. You like to see, okay, we're going to learn from our mistakes, and we're going to get out and keep playing baseball.
2-1. Zach takes a ball, 3-1. The Tigers have been locked in offensively all game long. I mean, 5 strikeouts, 3 of Justin Henry Malloy, which is rare for him, and just 2 elsewhere in the entire lineup. And one of them really was off the plate that Jahan took. That's ball 4. McKinstry's on again for the 3rd time today.
I mean, what we're seeing is the potential of this lineup, right? Up and down the order. And mind you, there were some injuries that, you know, were making it seem like, I don't know, is this going to be the lineup is this going to work out? But you're seeing the maturity in the at-bats. Up and down this order, you're seeing these guys playing with conviction. They have each other's back. I don't see a ton of pressing for early on the year. It looks like they're just going out and taking at bats, having fun. You see McKinstry out there, big toothy grin, enjoying a beautiful opening day.
Anthony Iapoce doing his tight 5 over there, getting Zach. Baseball back in the Motor City. Catch your Tigers to take on the Yankees this Monday through Wednesday at Comerica Park. Don't miss the action, excitement, and the roar of the crowd. Get your tickets now at tigers.com/tickets. Yankees will come in after playing the Pirates. New York 4-2. Dylan Dingler, Fleetwood Mac in the background. That is a 10 out of 10 walk-up song.
Would that
Edge
be
of
yours?
17.
That'd be yours.
More like the Edge of 11. What was yours?
That's a good question.
You don't remember?
I think it was, yeah, it was Gangsta Grass. It was Justified. Have you ever seen the series Justified? It was a theme song for that.
I have not.
Yeah, it was a good series back in the day. Indian Outlaw at one point, I think. And then I had, what was the other one?
You just think it out. We have time.
That's been a minute, Jason. A lot of brain cells that, you know, I have to unlock that. I was a baseball player. You forget about the past so quickly.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know?
Ground ball to shortstop. This is Baldwin. And a nice pick by Andrew Vaughn to retire the side. Riley Green. Enjoy this day. It's 80 degrees there. Oh, popcorn shower. It could literally be anybody. Spin the wheel, see who you get. A Detroit Tiger from the past. Who is our Tiger of the day? All right, you got to guess here.
All right.
12 seasons with 7 teams, 2 stints with the Tigers at the end of his career. Okay, that's
That
clue
doesn't
number
give
1.
me enough.
Doesn't give you enough?
No.
You want a second clue?
I need another clue, please.
All right, let's get Andy a second clue. Hit walk-off single against the Tigers the 2013 postseason.
I should know that because I was there, but I still need another clue.
All right, give Andy another clue, please. 3rd longest last name in MLB history. Oh, okay.
It's not Saltalamacchia.
Jared Saltalamacchia.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Who
Salty.
else would it be?
It's got to be.
When did he hit? He hit the walk-off.
First pitch, in for a strike to Lenine Sosa. It is Jared Saltalamacchia.
Yeah. You're salty.
It was the 2013 ALCS.
I told you,
game,
baseball players have short memories. I wasn't lying. I mean, a guy hit a walk-off against us, and I'm like, well, who? What? I struck out. I don't remember.
Every morning when you wake up, is there a little piece of your brain on your pillow?
A little bit.
Is that what happens?
A little leaks out all slowly. Over the years, it just keeps leaking out. The mass is dwindling.
That's outside. Yeah, Jared Saltalamacchia. I love the jersey.
Yeah, the big arch. Are the names on the back of the jersey smaller now or bigger? Or the numbers bigger?
So they're back to what they were before. The names, they made the change, I believe, for this year.
Okay.
And if our people will tell us, we'll play hashtag is this true. I believe the longest name is Encarnacion Strand now.
Okay.
Of Cincinnati. I think that's the longest name
Did they
in
put
MLB history.
half of it at the top of the number and the other half under
on
the
the
number?
bottom? That would be great. Left side, Baez takes it in and has the out. Nice play.
Bobby's been solid over there.
Here's how
Yeah,
Saltalamacchia
see the big
looked.
arch. It's like the St. Louis arch. Yeah, the seamstress does a nice job on those, the tailor.
Yeah, that's
Whoever's
a lot.
responsible for that.
Yeah,
I wonder if they charge by the letter.
I would.
Yeah, that's, well, yeah, if you get those good names, but if it's like a knee is the last name or something, you're like, no, starts by the job.
That'll be 14 cents. Strike one to Corey Lee, hitting for Theis. Here in the 7th, former Astros prospect Corey Lee, the reserve catcher today. Yeah, it's Christian Encarnacion Strand, who has the longest last name in Major League history with a hyphen in the middle as well. 3rd year in Cincinnati for him. Javi again, cross diamond peg. He unleashes and does get out number 2.
Well, Javi's got those buttery smooth hands which play well at third base. Reads hops, got good instincts, but really making that adjustment. Not everybody's been successful doing that. Going from shortstop to third base, it's a different angle, it's a different feel. He's done a really nice job picking the ball over there.
Yeah, the one throw that he'd want back, but keeping the ball in front has been very nice. There's strike one to Baldwin, who went to Whiteville High School. Brooks Baldwin in North Carolina, same high school as, among others, former Raiders tackle Chester McGlockton. Not as long as Saltalamacchia, but still a fairly long last name.
Is he related to Sarah McLachlan?
That is McGlockton, but I will remember that. Don't let your life pass you by.
And sometimes when Holton's pitching, it's just like robotic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just pounds the zone, cutter, 2-seam, 4-seam, slider, curveball, changeup. I have yet to see Tyler Holton lose his cool on the mound.
You're right.
Ever since he came up, I've never seen him out there at all look suspicious on whether his demeanor is questionable.
No, he's in charge. And he drops in strike 3. Brilliant from Tyler Holton. He's gone an inning and a third, and the Tigers have the lead at the Figer Law 7th inning stretch. And we're going to stay here during stretch time. We'll join public address announcer Zach Linfield to introduce Amy Gould, our singer of God Bless America.
At this time, we ask that everyone please stand and join us in the singing of God Bless America, performed today by Amy Gould.
God bless America. Learn that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Hey, Detroit, let's give it up for Amy Gould.
property of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Thank you for making us a part of your day here on FanDuel Sports Network Detroit with Daniela Bruce, Romy the Ballpark, Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti, our entire crew. We thank you for joining us for Tigers baseball once again. Trey Sweeney, who had his first career triple in the 5th inning, leads off the 7th for the Tigers, who have put together 10 hits in this ball game. We were in Seattle on Tuesday, and just walking around the ballpark, they had the radio broadcast playing that the Mariners radio does. Rick Riz, great radio announcer, Gary Hill in his first year as part of the Mariners radio network, and they were doing a roundtable, and I don't know who it was, but they were talking about the league and how the White Sox not being great, being historically bad, actually kept the Mariners out of the playoffs. They were talking about how well the Royals and the Tigers played against Chicago last year, and how many times, because of the schedule the way it is, you end up playing them 13 times, that we just left Seattle. Mariners fans are like, will you please just be better so teams can't pick off more wins from you? And that's not the only reason the Tigers made the playoffs. The Tigers got hot late and beat a lot of different teams. But it's funny, the perception of what the White Sox can do to maybe help the rest of the American League.
Yeah, the Mariners, you know, it was theirs to win, and they didn't.
Correct.
They played very, very dull baseball towards the end of the year, and the Tigers and the Royals played very good baseball. And they forget that the Tigers and Royals played each other as well.
That's right.
So it's like, okay. And of course, you know, I'm going to shoot back a little bit, but
yeah, I'm not saying they're wrong or right. I just thought it was funny that that's like when you go to different cities around the league, you get different perceptions.
Narratives. It's a different narrative.
Yeah, of what happened.
The reason we didn't make the playoffs is because the White Sox were historically bad.
Right.
It's like, oh, really? That's why? It had nothing to do with your on-field performance.
I thought it was funny that another team was like, just please be better. Just please be better. One and two on Javi Baez from Wilson. The Tigers would like to win the division this year. Thank you very much.
I mean, there is an argument because three Central teams were in the playoffs.
Correct.
And they all played the White Sox quite a bit.
That's right. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
They're not wrong for saying it.
They're not wrong. They're just not right.
You have politics in your future, don't you? 2-2. Javi will tap her foul. Back of home. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll be here at Comerica Park once again. 1:10 Eastern Time first pitch. 1:40 first pitch on Sunday. Your first look as a home starter for Jackson Jobe on Sunday. It's Reese Olson tomorrow against Davis Martin, who's been on the shelf for the balance of 2 years for the White Sox. Came back last year from some substantial injury history. Sweeney at first, 2-2 to Baez.
Got him upstairs.
See, that is what teams have been doing to Javi. Coming into today, I alluded to it, but coming into today, he had seen 35 pitches this year. 23 were fastballs.
Yeah.
Which was not the scout against him, as you said, in years past.
No, it was breaking ball away. And he was laying off some more. He's laid off some of those breaking balls away. All you have to do is lay off one or two. If you lay off one or two, then they have to go to something else. You start proving it, you get more fastballs.
Line drive, third base, knocked down by Vargas, and there's no real chance for Trey Sweeney to save himself. 2 down. Kerry Carpenter walking to the plate, trying to be a part of history on this very day. He's got 2 homers. Dimitri Young, 20 years ago already.
That was his first year when they signed him. So he came out hot. Got a little, the Tigers signed him to do a little deal. He wants to show out in front of the home crowd, and he did. I mean, 3 homers in a game is ridiculous.
Three homers on opening day is a tough thing to do.
It's tough to do any day.
0-1 fouled away.
I don't know if I played how many guys I know that hit 3 home runs in one game when I was playing. I think Jim Thome did it against us one day.
That would make sense.
Yeah, Jim Thome can crush, man. He might be one of the most underrated hitters.
Beloved everywhere he played.
Yeah.
Too, by the way.
That guy can rake.
0-2 on Carpenter. It's upstairs. Dimitri Young, 5 years with the Tigers. And a grand total of 82 home runs in a Tigers jersey. 3 of them in that one day, 2005, 20 years ago.
See if he leaves something out over the plate for Kerry to have some fun with. You just see it, all these at-bats. Tigers are just relentless. Laying off tough pitches, fouling off pitches, going deep into counts, hitting balls hard when they're over the plate. A lot of upside to this offense.
You know who started that game for the Royals, by the way, when Dimitri Young hit?
Wasn't Greinke. Greinke wasn't pitching then. I feel like that would have been like some weird thing that you would want to pull out on me.
It was the late, great Jose Lima.
Oh, Lima
time. Strike 3. Inning over. Tigers have put up a big number. Strike up the band, 7-1. Is that the Polka King of the Midwest? (7-1) your score. Tigers with the lead by 6 comfortably, and time for our first edition of Daniela versus Food.
You know, I thought it's kind of the second edition because you made me try the crickets in Seattle, but this is much better. This is the new Smash Burger. I've been trying all the new things at Comerica Park today. So this is in section 119 in the Big Cat Court, Fairway Packing. They worked really hard on this, and I did promise myself I wasn't going to eat on camera in the first week of broadcasts and become like a meme or something, but I think I'm going to lose that battle right now. All right, here we go. You hear the crowd?
Get after it, let's go.
Come on, crush it, yeah. Look at that burger stay together nicely.
Yep, you're a meme. Congrats.
That's going to go everywhere.
Oh my God, it's so good though. So worth it. So worth it. Wait, let's try them. No chance.
Oh, come on.
One bite. Everybody knows the rules, guys.
Give the crowd what they want. Kenta Maeda into the ball game. One more bite, they said.
All right, we'll do one more.
Okay, here we go.
They're making the fans happy. Just a persons of the peoples. I noticed she didn't smother any ketchup on there. Where's the condiment?
I can't have the beer, but thank you. I can't have that, but thank you.
An interesting dilemma. What's on the burger?
There's onions, like cooked onions, and cheese, and a little like chipotle and mayo.
Oh.
Okay.
It's delicious.
That's great.
Yeah.
You did a nice job one-handed eating that big burger.
Thank you. Thank you. It took a lot. Fries are really good too.
It's a base hit for Jankowski to lead off the 8th. Comerica Park has a lot of different things that you might be able to grab.
Those
a
are
pretzel.
buttery. Those are glistening.
A little ice cream, salty and sweet.
That's how I like my popcorn.
Popcorn shower for a home run. That's how you like it, on your head?
On your head.
Okay.
That butter is going to be sucked in there. He's going to take a shower later, and it's going to just be a good memory as the butter goes down into his eyeballs. Love it. Like, that is a fun time. I kind of want to just have some popcorn poured on my head.
We can make that happen. I mean, there's an inning at least, maybe 2 left in this game.
I'm down.
If Paws came up here and poured popcorn on your head, I feel like everybody would really enjoy that.
It would be a fun little, and I do love popcorn. I eat it. I pour it on my head. I've never poured it on my own head. I've actually never had popcorn poured on my head now that I think about it.
You do just talk to yourself sometimes. It's pretty amazing.
What'd you say?
Check swing. Yeah, this is a big outing for Kenta Maeda, though. You know, he threw over the weekend in Los Angeles. It was 29 pitches on Saturday. His only outing so far this year, a wall-side windows call to the bullpen. Kenta trying to keep it here and give A.J. Hinch the luxury of not having to use anybody else in the bullpen, but he's got to be around the strike zone for that to happen.
He does. And, you know, he's got to get that fastball working with command. Stuff's a little lower tick than it has been in the past. He's got to use command because his job on this team is to eat up innings.
Yes.
Be effective, eat up innings, and make the opposing team earn it, right? Like, don't just throw, like, try to throw quality pitches to where, okay, if you get hit, you get hit. But try to eliminate the walks, make them hit doubles in the gap, hit home runs, hit singles, do something to make them earn the runs that they do get.
Early pivotal 3-2 here in the 8th. And he went out to get it and flick it toward deep shortstop into left, and Riley Green, who moved over there, makes the catch with Kreidler in center. Now a message from Figer Law.
Make Figer Law your first call and get the justice you deserve. Figer Law. All we do is win.
Thank you for joining us. Andy Dirks, Jason Benetti in the booth. Chef Daniela downstairs.
She's been all over the food items. Crickets, burgers. She said the burger was better than the crickets. Shocker.
She wasn't loving the crickets, gotta say. Our entire crew, our new producer Danny Blunt, our new director Andrew Blaustein, Zach Zollers running graphics today. Everybody here with the telecast. We thank you for making us a part of your day.
This is where Kenta's got to stay away from this. Getting down in the count a lot, right?
Yep.
Attack a little bit earlier. He gave up a homer on the first pitch he threw of the year, which will always make you a little gun shy. But it's to get ahead in the count. If you fall behind in the count consistently, you're forced to throw pitches over the plate. Advantage hitter. So getting back to where you're working ahead in the count, throwing quality pitches early and often, and then when you get to 2 strikes, you can start, work out of the zone a little bit, and then get right back in.
Especially up 7-1.
You got it. Yeah, go at him.
I mean, A.J. Hinch said that even about Jackson Jobe. Like, we wanted him to throw strikes up big. 2-1 fouled away.
In those situations, if you give up a solo homer, who cares?
Yep.
Make them earn it. The last thing you want to do is walk a couple guys. Guy gets a little senile single. The next thing you know, you got action. Most rallies aren't created by single, single, double, single, single, double. It's usually walks.
Yeah, there's something in there that's an unforced error.
Correct.
3-2 on Robert. Jankowski at first. 7-1 Tigers. And that one is a check swing, ball 4. 2 on, 1 out.
Now you got a little less favorable matchup. You got the lefty coming up.
And you have Brieske already getting loose, which if you're A.J. Hinch, it's the last thing you wanted to have happen. You're hoping you can get through the 8th unscathed. A.J. craning his neck to look toward the bullpen, maybe. Yeah, ball 1.
Kent has been a guy up until last year that was one of the most consistent pitchers in all of baseball, year over year. Pretty much similar numbers, lots of innings. And that's the guy that they're trying to get back to. Say, hey, we just need consistency in an outing.
Yeah, it's just got to be strikes, though.
It's got to be strikes. If there's one organization that likes strikes,
yeah,
they have an Old English D.
It's exactly right. And there, that sweeper, right? It's up eye level, but it's in for a strike, and it forces a swing. 2-2. You're at least creating a decision point for the hitter.
No doubt. I think too, when you're, his fastball, he used to throw that fastball up in the zone with a lot of effectiveness. That was kind of one of his pitches. It's like 91, 92, and then he'd split. He's trying to develop a new pattern, right? That says, hey, I'm going to throw a few more sweepers. I got to throw a few more other pitches.
There's the splitter. That's strike 3. That's the best splitter we've seen him throw.
Dialed in, on point. See the rotation of the ball, negligible. Benintendi just taking an awkward swing because as it comes out of the hand, it looks like it's going to be a fastball over the plate, way out in front. Ball just dives.
So high sweepers and splitter combination isn't exactly. That's
not textbook.
Pitching Ninja's not exactly like, you know what? Let's cut those two together.
Hey, you got to find what works, and if it works, use it.
To shortstop, Sweeney gets in front and ends the inning. Bounce back from Maeda, and that's big for the bullpen.
Huge. Needed it. Got it.
Presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Join us after the game. We break down all the game action and bring you A.J. Hinch's post-game comments on Tigers Live immediately following the game. John Keating, Dan Petrie, our entire crew downstairs. Tigers leading 7-1, and Bryce Wilson still on the mound. Riley Green in between there for strike 1, but Riley a 3-hit day in the Comerica opener. It's got to be even chillier up there, right? Lofty goals this season. Lofty goals.
It's very high up there.
You afraid of heights?
Nope, nope, not afraid of heights.
When we go to Toronto, will you go to the top of the CN Tower with me?
Yeah, I will. Love to. Never had too much of an issue with heights until I get up there.
And then?
I'm one of those tough guys until I actually get in there, and then I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't like this as much as I thought. It's a possibility. 6% of the population thinks they can beat a grizzly bear in hand-to-hand combat. Benetti.
6%?
6%.
Is that an up-to-date number?
Yeah. Yeah, they did a study, and 6% of people think they can beat a grizzly bear hand-to-hand.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Bloop toward left center field, and Robert for out number 1. How many of the respondents of that survey are still with us?
The number does keep dropping.
Interestingly enough, when we try to follow the respondents of the survey, it's tough to get a hold of some of them.
This number is no longer in service.
Yeah. What about that 6% think they can take down?
I don't know. Those Tigers, they look pretty tough, man. Yeah, I don't know. The ears are a little crooked, but it's a tiger that's thinking. It's a thinking tiger.
It is.
Wilson's starting to throw up that. He's thumbing him up there, doing that slow stuff, slow curveball. That tiger's on point. Look at that. This guy's ready for action. Tiger. Got the hands folded, biting the nails a little bit, ready for Torque to just absolutely hammer something. Foul. Good pass at it.
This is from pregame.
Now those are guys you do not want. That's like what, 5% think they can hang there? Having a blast.
The tiger in his natural habitat showing his affinity for liquid.
After watching down a nice Polish sausage. Nothing like a good tailgate with the Tigers costume on.
You can typically find that version of Tiger next to a barbecue grill.
Slowly light the match. Onto the charcoal it goes, and Torque's about to hit a double.
Ooh, he wanted to. Strike 3, 2 down.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not, I think he was not fond of the, 100% of hitters think that umpires miss calls.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm just glad to know our field mics are.
They're hot.
A+. 2 down for Colt Keith. It is amazing. Nicest people off the field, you baseball players.
Oh,
but strike 3, and it's like,
there's a little something in there.
Yeah, but you're competitive.
That's right.
That's the whole deal.
Some guys do a better job of containing it on the field, but when they go to the tunnel, you know, the tunnel, there's some marks, random marks. It looks like there's been some action in there. We'll just put it that way. Some bombs have went off.
I want to say, I think it was Chris Sale was on a rehab start a couple years ago with the Red Sox. He was in Worcester, where they moved from Pawtucket, and he may or may not have rearranged the television set and then bought them a new one.
Yep, that can happen. There's only so much you can take. Frustrations mount. There's a reason that there's a lot of concrete. They don't put anything fancy down there in the tunnels.
It was evidently an $1,100 flat screen TV, but Saylor has the.
Yeah, when they cost a little bit more too. Yeah. Because now they're, but $1,100. I don't know. Sel can probably afford it.
He's don't worry. He's got this.
He's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And he probably got him one nicer than they had.
Yeah.
Good take.
That is a really nice take. Colt Keith, you said it earlier, but to respond to a tough day, really tough day, Wednesday in Seattle like he's done today is impressive.
Professional. See if he can cap his day off here. Get a couple hit day.
Swung through a changeup.
Man, that changeup was good.
We have seen the adult tigers, but they also have tiger cubs. They are nurturing to become older, wiser, more exceptional tigers.
Makes me happy.
And Dan Petrie on opening day, looking ahead to Tigers Live postgame as we joining you now from the Figer Law desk. There is a lot to look back upon with great smiles, and that list, of course, begins with Kerry Carpenter.
Well, it does, and the Tigers' offense was really, really good today, and we're going to take you back and show you Kerry Carpenter's day, but also Jack Flaherty. There's a pitch that I think is really special for Flaherty, and it was on full display today, and we'll show you what that pitch was.
We'll see you right after the final out. Jason, Andy, back to you.
Keats, you know what I missed in the offseason was Dan Petrie teases.
No one worries about it more than Dan Petrie.
When we do games together, Peaches, I want you going to break to say there's one pitch from this inning that I think was really important. This into left field for Slater goes all the way to the warning track to lead off the 9th inning. So he is on second to begin the 9th.
Now I'm curious what the pitch is.
Yeah, me too.
Watch the post game.
I think it's the curveball.
It's either that or the slider. It's not probably not the changeup, because if Peaches goes there, it's like he threw one. He threw two.
I think it's going to be a 2-strike curveball.
Yeah.
And he punched a couple guys out with the curveball when he hadn't shown it in this sequence a whole lot.
But it might not be.
Could not be. You never know. Here's Lenine Sosa. Kenta Maeda trying to get himself 3 outs here to close the deal.
You know, AJ would love to save as much of that bullpen as possible. Heading into a stretch without many off days.
AJ Hinch would love to not use another pitcher today.
Absolutely. If you don't have to. That's just going to depend on if Maeda can get in the zone. Maybe get a little ground ball, get an out.
2-1 on Sosa. Daniela was afraid of becoming a meme, and that won't. Oh, it did happen. Sorry. Yep, it did happen.
I mean, I've seen way worse. That's actually kind of fun.
Eat 'em up, Tigers. How happy are you to be a meme, Daniela?
Listen, at least these are my buddies. They do a Red Wings podcast, and they know me pretty well. And I knew as soon as I said I didn't want to be a meme, I was going to end up being a meme.
Yeah.
And I'll take that one. Like, we can use that one.
So challenge. Come up with a better meme for Daniela.
No.
Ready, go.
Oh, boy.
Andy Dirks.
I mean, you really took some nice bites. There was no slop. There was no mess. That was a true pro, one-handed on camera with a microphone. Oh, boy.
Into left field, that's a base hit. A stop sign at third. There are 2 on with nobody out. And the question is, how long will the White Sox train of hits be here?
Well,
that would force A.J. Hinch's hand.
Yeah, you don't want to get to where it's a potentially one swing of the bat to tie the game. So the four runs is kind of the number that you're looking at, that you definitely want to keep it from getting to that point. So I'll give a little time. They're going to get somebody up in the bullpen. I'm missing my binoculars.
Here you go.
Yep. Hey, look at that, Bushnells.
Yeah.
That's the 1042s right there.
I got Will Vest.
Will Vest sighting out there, number 19. That'd be Will Vest. Getting that arm loose. Oh, look, there he is on the TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they're so much faster than me with binoculars. These guys are amazing.
Yeah, it's wild.
So give Kenta a little blow here, a little time. But 4 runs, Jason, is kind of the number that managers are usually looking at. They don't want to get it to that point. So right now, this guy coming to the plate, that would equal the 1, 2, 3, 4 run mark. So they can't let the guy at first score, correct?
Well, yeah, yes.
The guy at first
if
would be
Sosa scores, it would be a 4-run game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want the guy at first to score for sure.
And you don't want the tying run ever to come to the plate.
Correct.
In a 7-1 game at this point. So an out for a run is a trade you're willing to take. Here is Corey Lee, and he'll attack the first pitch. It's strike 1.
That's that split finger. He hasn't thrown really hardly any fastball. It's been a lot of slider, a lot of split finger.
Oh, 2. A strikeout would be grand here. But again, a productive out even for the White Sox is productive for the Tigers as well if the goal is to win the game.
Yeah.
That's the only goal.
Yep. Yeah, the runner at third at this point does not matter. manage the game in front of you. Strikeout, ground ball, preferable. Pop out's fine.
1-2.
And this is where he just doesn't have that elevated fastball. If he has that, then you can pair that a little bit. And that's where, you know, the hitter sees it a couple times. Now he's got to figure out a way to make another adjustment, whether it's a fastball up and away, a fastball away.
He tried it there, but that was way out of the zone. 2-2.
And then you think, okay, now we got to go either breaking ball or split finger, both off-speed pitches.
Center field. Kreidler started in. It's over his head. One run is in. They'll stop Sosa at third. It's 7-2. Ryan Kreidler, his first opportunity here at Comerica Park to play center field, and the ball tailed over his head, and A.J. Hinch is going to go to the bullpen.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely touched, and you see Kreidler break in on the ball. And once he broke in, it was over.
So it's 7-2. To the bullpen we go. Will Vest is coming in. To the bullpen is Will Vest coming on with runners at second and third and nobody out in the ninth inning. And Will trying to pick up 3 outs before the White Sox can somehow scramble together 5 runs.
Yeah, throw that fastball. You know Vest has got one of the better fastballs in the league. Mix in a little slider. But the goal right now is to not worry about the 2 guys that are sitting out there and get 3 outs.
Yep.
Like he's almost got to come in and be like, this is just a fresh inning. I'm going to come in. I'm just going to get 3 outs. I'm going to attack the hitters. And whatever happens to the 2 base runners happens.
And frankly, they're not his runs. It's not going to affect
I mean,
his ERA.
it's kind of is what it is at that point. You can't try to manage a game and not let anybody score and make perfect pitches, but just go at them. 96 on a cold day helps.
Yeah, it'll sting the hands. 0-1 to Baldwin. Good block by Tingler. 1 ball, 1 strike. No matter how productive the outs are, if you get 3 straight outs, it's going to be at worst a 7-4 finish, and you end up 3-4.
Yep. Not worried.
That was not the most decisive swing of the day.
Usually fastballs away, we don't see too many swings like that, but he tries to go check the swing halfway through on a pitch that was on the outer third. That's when it's getting on you. It looks a little faster in the box.
Chopper over the mound. Sweeney on the approach. Throws to first to get the first out of the 9th inning. The White Sox get a run. The Tigers barter that for an out.
And that is just what the doctor ordered. Out number 1. Now just same thing here. Same approach. Just get out number 2. Go at him with the fastball. Mix in a slider if you have to.
Jankowski, who coming into the day had not had a hit against a non-fastball all year, very early in the season. Ball number 1 to him.
Vest doesn't have your average fastball, though.
He does not.
And you know he's going to throw it. That's one thing about when Vest comes out, you know he's going to throw some fastballs. Everybody does. Still, he's been able to throw it with pretty limited damage, which is impressive. That tells you something out of the hand. It's 96, it's 97, it's 98. Looks a little different.
It's low. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Top of the order comes up next with Vargas and Robert. The last thing you want is a free base runner here. 3-0 to Jankowski. That's right there. Lee at third, 3-1 is not there, evidently.
Wake up.
Everybody stopped.
Wake up. Well, everybody knows what it was.
Ooh.
Jankowski knew what it was. Vest knew what it was. Dingler knew what it was.
There's going to be more and more, I think, clamor for the challenge system after all the success there was with it in spring training.
I agree.
And that's not to say that because the Tigers didn't get a call. You feel it kind of sweeping the league.
Yeah.
Ball 1 to Vargas. 2 outs to get here. Vargas been a big-time fly ball hitter all year. Has not put the ball on the ground very much. It's 1-1.
This is where you just stay right after him, right back at him with the fastball, like we talked earlier in the broadcast. Make him earn it, right? And you're going to want to make some pitches, but at this point, let that fastball ride.
That's called a strike, and it might have been below the zone.
But I mean, there was another one that was in the zone.
Oh wow,
was it?
Nick Marley is having substantial words with the White Sox dugout. He had his finger out. He was pointing at the White Sox dugout. Oh, wow.
Now here, 2-2, you can dump a slider, try to get weak contact or a strikeout. And you can always go fastball with Vest. That's what's fun about Vest. You can always go fastball.
To shortstop. Sweeney, there's the turn from Keith, not in time. That 1 out, though, makes sure Luis Robert Jr. isn't the tying run in this game.
Big play. Pretty decent turn. Vargas just a little too speedy. But yeah, that's huge. Keep one of the better power threats up without being the tying run.
Yeah, he had a 38 home run year 2 years ago. He's the most likely guy to tie the game in this lineup, so he can't do it here. And a swing and a miss as Vargas takes second base just to avoid the possible force out with Robert's speed.
Yep. Will Vest just dial it in. Keep throwing that hard heater. You can throw a slider down and away if you want. Or you can just plug that in.
Why not? 97 that time.
That's why I'm saying with Vest, it's like, okay, when in doubt, put the number 1 down or push the number 1 button, push that fastball button on that knee pad.
0-2. That's upstairs.
Good pitch, though. I love it. See, and this is where a textbook would say, now you go down and away with the slider. But when you have Will Vest, what is never a bad option with Will Vest on the mound, Benetti?
The fastball.
Never a bad option.
But Robert's susceptible to breaking balls. We'll see where they go. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A slider does him in. And opening day in Detroit is a W for the Tigers. You got a lot of good choices there if you're Vest, and the Tigers do sustain the early lead to win over the White Sox 7-4. Kerry Carpenter, a couple of home runs.
Nothing like an opening day with a big W. They got out of the gates, they hit the ball. Flaherty pitched the ball amazing, had a little bit of dramatics towards the end, but still had the game in control. If you could paint a picture for opening day in Detroit, this was a good one.
Dirk's always a pleasure to share baseball with you.
I enjoy baseball with you too, Benetti.
Don't sound so resigned. 7-4 your final score. See you tomorrow. For our entire crew, for Daniela and Andy, I'm Jason. Tigers Live postgame coming up next with Keats and Peaches.